go. All right, there we go. John, what's going on? Good morning.
What's up, Zach? Good morning.
How are you doing today, man? It's good to be back with you here on PFM TV.
Yeah, for sure. Always enjoy coming on the stream.
Absolutely, man. Good morning, chat. How are we doing? Sorry, guys, just getting myself sorted here. We have I think I got an echo on here. Let me fix this. Using these two studios can kind of mess up the echo. Just give me a sec. Where is that?
Hey, Dino.
Okay, I think we're good now. Can you hear me, John?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you well. Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, man. We had NVIDIA earnings last night. That was pretty interesting. I made a post on X. I was going to try to pass a bunch of Apex accounts, but then I had to run out and do a bunch of stuff for the day. So I couldn't even try to trade the NVIDIA earnings to try and pass the Apex accounts. But maybe we'll try and do that today. I got 5 of them. Maybe we could do that for fun. PM session was brutal. I would love to hear how your trading went yesterday, because morning session was actually really clean for me. And then the PM session, it was just so brutal. I had to stay off. I didn't trade. And I'm glad, because I protected my profits. I feel like if I would have kept trading in PM, I would have gotten messed up.
Yeah. So I'm coming in today with kind of what do you say, with tail between your legs.
Yeah.
I have not been trading well at all.
Okay.
I didn't trade the PM session last night just because I've been trading the PM session the last few days, and I just have not done well. I've gone on tilt in the PM session and in the regular session, and my funded account isn't looking great. So I'm not very happy with my trading as of late. My funded account still have it, but it's, I'm going to have to dig my way out of it. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, It's all right. I think I've just been trying to do too much the last few days, and it's affected my trading. So not being too hard on myself, and it's just the mistakes I've been making have just been like they're so annoying.
What are some of the mistakes? Give it to us. Explain if you can.
Yeah, it's just kind of looking in the wrong direction, basically. So in my head, I've been thinking I've been looking for the low, right? The low of this pullback, of this recent drop. But then I started changing my bias a little bit. We got below some big blocks, like big 4-hour and daily blocks that I have on my chart. And the fact that we weren't able to hold those levels, I felt like, okay, we're going to take this way lower. We're going to continue dropping. And I couldn't switch that bias. We were below these 4-hour blocks. And in yesterday's session, after I analyzed it, and hindsight is 2020, right? But after I analyzed it, I think I could have been a little bit more careful. I kept looking for the sell yesterday, and I kept taking one too many trades and kept digging myself into a hole. And then this bread and butter setup played out or came about, but it's so wild. So I took a trade for the sell, and this is why mental bandwidth is important, because I took the sell and I got a good trade, but the sell ended up setting up a perfect long that would have been over 200 points, but I missed it because I was so focused on the sell, and I didn't even look at the chart for the setup. Yep. And so this huge move happened, and I was like, wow. And it, and the other thing too, James Dalton talks about this, and this is where I think I keep vacillating back and forth. He says it's very hard to be a scalper, but also someone who holds for a long time.
Yeah, no, those are kind of, it's so tough. I feel like they almost contradict each other, right?
They do. So I've switched up my, in the middle of my funded account, I'm like, okay, let me just try holding on to a trade because many times, like, or quite often, a trade will go many more points in my favor rather than me cutting it. So I couldn't stick to that either. Like, so I had a trade that would have netted me over 100 points, and I cut it too early, and I couldn't even stick to that philosophy, which also messed me up. So I can't hold my longer trades, and I'm looking in the wrong direction on these last few days. I've been looking in the wrong direction, and all that accumulates to not having a good funded account. Um, so, anyways, right, I'm not gonna keep harping on it, but I need to dig myself out of this hole, and I'm not happy with my trading as of late.
Yeah, man. I mean, appreciate the transparency. Seriously, I bet there's a lot of people who feel exactly what you're feeling right now. And we go back and forth, man. I was there last week. I was not trading very well last week. I blew my accounts. At least you still have yours. Like you're managing risk then. You're not full porting and just going, oh, I'll just reset it. So, you gotta take the wins where they are. At least you're not blowing accounts, man.
Yeah, that's the silver lining. Probably not the best way to phrase it, but I haven't blown it yet, so there's a possibility that I salvage it. So I just have to be really strategic and, yeah, yeah, that's about it.
Is it like extremely important for you to try to salvage it, or are you just going to trade whatever normal size that you normally would, and if you blow it, you blow it and you reset? Or is it like really important you don't blow it? Because if that's the case, are you going to like size down and slowly scale it back up? Like, what's your plan for that? Because this is the thing about prop firms. It's a blessing and a curse. We could just reset. We could just
Yeah.
reset the account.
Yeah, for sure. You know, that's a great question. I haven't like, to me, I still wanna use the same size, like 5 micros, and just maybe take base hits, just try to chip away with base hits. That's gonna be my strategy. That way my confidence builds up again with the base hits, and then potentially just continue sticking with base hits if I get my account to a good place. Because base hits, it does a couple of things. Like, it builds confidence. Like, if you
Yeah,
get a base hits, you get a win, and you're like, okay, I got this.
which is
And
huge.
yeah, so I'll probably go back to that, and then yeah, and then just try to manage my risk way more. Like, when I've hit my max loss, like, let's say it's $200, like, really have the fortitude and the awareness to be like, stop, like, just come back the next day. And, it's tough because if I'm watching the charts and this perfect setup comes about, I have to be okay with it, or I just have to close my laptop and be like, I hit my max loss, come back the next day. My mental bandwidth is like, I have more capacity to like see things clearly maybe the next day, and I'm not getting sucked into the market. So yeah, it's about we say it a lot, discipline. I don't like it. I don't like the word sometimes, but
Sure.
that's what's needed. Yeah.
Would you use back to funded, the new Top Step feature?
Um, I haven't seen that actually. What is that,
Oh,
like, you
dude,
pay
really?
you
You
yeah.
can yeah, back to funded. You can reset your funded account. Only if you haven't taken a payout yet from it. So if you've taken a payout from it, you can't reset it if once you blow. But yeah, it's a new feature. It's been out for like maybe a couple months now. I'm surprised you haven't heard about it.
Oh, that's kind of fire. I
It's
no, I
fire.
yeah,
It's expensive. It's expensive though.
that's what I was gonna ask. Yeah, I'm gonna look
I
into
think it's
that.
like
Yeah.
500 some like maybe $560 to reset like a 50K,
Mm,
and a 150K, I think it's like 700 or something. I'll admit I did it once, guys. I did do it. And
mm,
and honestly, I regretted it. I regretted doing it because now you're like, okay, I need to get this payout on this next round. Like, because I gotta re-up and just get back to break even here. But it is convenient if you have it there. Um, I would say I don't like that they won't let you do it if you took a payout, because there was one time I didn't realize that I had taken a couple payouts on these accounts, then I blew them, and I was like excited. I was like, oh, I'll just reset them. I'm up. Like we've taken massive like big payouts, and they're like, nah, not you, buddy. You're too
yeah,
profitable.
yeah, yeah. Nice, nice. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it to me. I think, I feel I feel like I can pass a challenge, so I'd just go back to passing the challenge and then just get funded again. If
Yeah,
if I blow this account, but man, yeah,
it's a cool feature that it's there. It's good that it's there, I guess.
yeah. No, I I appreciate it in a way. Top Step is always thinking creatively. Obviously, it has to be lucrative for them and profitable, so I can see why it's expensive. Um, but yeah, Top Step always comes up with very interesting ideas for sure.
100%. Man, Starboy's asking who's ready for NFP. Do we have NFP today? Do we have actual news? I kind of want to talk about what I tried to. Oh yeah, we do. Okay, this will be fun. And the government's open. I guess that means unemployment claims is tentative. That's interesting. Usually that's not tentative, but all right, 8:30. We got news, guys. So okay, actually, this is perfect. I can try and full port some Apex accounts. Not funded accounts, just with Apex, they're so cheap. People just try and pass them in one trade. So we'll do this, guys. It'll be tradertainment for sure. I tried to do it last night here, and I got so close. I wouldn't say it's even a full port, but I was trading 2 minis. I was like, I need to capture 300 ticks to pass, and man, I would have caught it. It was so close, but it failed. And then that intraday trailing drawdown makes this even harder, to try and pass in one shot. But yeah, we'll see. I'll definitely set that up for NFP. What do you guys think? Should I go long or should I go short? I think you got to go long. Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch for sure, Josh.
Yeah, nice.
I love watching Zach pass Apex in one day. I've done it a couple times on streams before. Yeah, some people are saying short or long. Okay, let's do a poll. Let's run a poll real quick.
I haven't done my analysis yet this morning.
I haven't done much either, so we could definitely do that. Maybe that'll help us figure out which way to go here.
Oh man, such a good trade in the overnight session setup too.
I know, dude. Okay, I'm making a poll. Will NFP be bearish or bullish? Okay, we just dropped a poll. Go ahead and cast your votes, guys. Maybe I'll just go with whatever the chat says, just for fun. We'll see. But yeah, as far as my funded accounts, those are going good, man. Tradeify, my accounts are up to $2,000 in profit each on the 5 Tradeify funded accounts, John. So I'm $1,000 away from another payout on these 5 accounts. So just got to really be careful here, because from my perspective, the hardest part. Hold on. Here they are. The hardest part about once you start getting this close to like your profit target for a payout is, I don't know, you start to like, if you have a red day or a losing day, you start counting down the days that you need, that the extra days it's going to take to actually get to that payout now. Do you know what I mean? You start like, you lose your patience. So this is when I always have to be extra careful. This is probably the hardest point when I'm right at the finish line. I just need to like size down, take good trades, and not be too worried about it. Like right now, if I make $500 today and then $500 tomorrow, I'll have the payout locked in on Friday. And this is the mentality I used to have, but I try not to have that anymore, because now if I'm red on Thursday, it's going to mess up my entire plan, right? So I'm just like, I don't care if I make 200 today. Yeah, I'm not going to get my payout by Friday, but I could care less. Like, we'll come back on Monday and get it. So just trying not to give yourself those expectations, because if 9 out of 10 times the way you're envisioning something is going to happen, it's never going to be exactly like that. So you got to be ready for that variance, and don't think that you failed at something if it doesn't work out perfectly,
Yeah, for sure. That's real talk. That's very nice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to follow in you and Joseph's footsteps. Like, I really like how you guys approach challenges.
Dude, shout out Joseph. I just saw he took his third payout on
Third
the
payout.
accounts.
Third pay, yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah. So I might ping you because I like your approach with Tradeify for sure.
Absolutely. So I know what Joseph did that made that work so well is
Mm.
he had a pretty big buffer in those accounts, right? After he took his first payout. After that, to get to the second and third, all he had to do was lock in $150 winning days, but he already
Mhm.
has this big buffer. So like he made a lot of money on the first week. And I think it was not that it was by accident, but he was like, he didn't realize that there were consistency rules and all this. So he was kind of annoyed at first. I
Mm.
remember telling him, I was like, bro, this is a blessing in disguise. You have like a nice big buffer now. So just as soon as you get to that first payout, after that, just lock in $150 winning days with that huge buffer. It's like it becomes not that playing the prop game is good or bad, but you're kind of playing the game at that point because if you have a $6,000 buffer in your account and you just need to lock in 5 $150 winning days to withdraw, like what's more likely to happen? You to lose your
Mm.
whole $6,000 or lock in like 150 to 300 per day base hit. Yeah, he did it. So he's milking that payout, bro. Milking that account.
That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
All right, let's see what the chat is saying about this NFP. What do we got so far? Damn, 88% says bullish.
Yeah. I'll be right back, Zach. I just have to take a little break.
Go for it, man.
Yep.
Damn, chat. So you guys are 88% bullish, huh? I'm not sure what to think about that, man. I'm not sure what to think about that. Fade the chat. See, Mike is here. Good morning, Mike. Mike is saying fade the chat. Trying to get my coffee in, man. Today, guys, I woke up way later than usual. Usually I wake up at like 5 a.m. every morning, naturally. Today I woke up at like 7:30. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm just getting my bearings here. Okay, Josh is saying set along with 10 minis above the high of day to hit your $3,000 goal as TP and do the same for the short on the low of day. Yeah, okay, this is what I want to do. Can you wait? I need to read this over because I've never done this before. Set along with 10 minis above high day. So that's a long entry. So I'm going to set a buy stop and a sell stop. That's the idea. By high day and low a day, you don't mean like all the way down there. You're saying like the most recent highs. Like, should I set one, like set a buy stop here and then set a sell stop? Like, is this what you're saying, Josh? Set a buy stop here and set a sell stop here of 10 minis, and whichever one tags it first, hopefully it just rips. Is that the idea? Yeah, Sam the trader said he closed out all his trades before the news. I mean, bro, that's fair. If I wouldn't want to hold funded account trades by FOMC. I'm not doing that, but we're gonna have fun with some Apex accounts. I got 8 minutes though. I need to figure this out. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do. Bro, I just woke, missed a few good moves on gold. Yeah. So we're gonna try and pass these Apex evaluations, Dino. That's the goal here. Yeah, we got a ton of giveaways to do. You guys know how it goes. Just stay tuned, smash that like button. We'll get some giveaways going. Wait till the Bambino comes. No more sleeping in. Oh, dude, I know. Trust me, I know. Are you in New York? Yes, sir. I'm in Brooklyn. Anada, we got a ton of giveaways to do. Just chill. No worries. They coming. Yeah, but set it even higher for the long. Zach looking smart today. Nice polo. Thanks, Christo. Good morning, bro. Good afternoon. Let's go. Okay. The same for the short. Set it lower. I'm on my mobile at the airport, heading to NYC with my son. Shout out, Josh. Let me know if you need any good recommendations, depending on where you're going. Okay, so you're saying lower though. So like set a sell stop here and the buy stop here. Should we do it now? In 10 minis? Oh my God. Okay. So let's go to minis. I've never done this before. I know a lot of people do this to just pass as many Apex accounts as possible in one shot. I have never done it. Oh wait, dude. Oh my God. I was just about to get ready to set this on my freaking Tradeify accounts. That would have been the worst thing to ever happen. Now we're doing this on Apex evaluations, chat. So wait, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we can try to pass because these ones ended up failing, unfortunately, because of the trailing drawdown. I think I don't have all of them on here. Hold on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we can add this one. Yeah, make sure it's Apex. Yes. NFP padding size is 30 points based on the one shot, one kill method. What does that mean exactly? If we're going to do minis, do you know? Yeah, we're on Apex. So 10 minis on each side. Wait, so that would be for 5 accounts to do 10 minis. That would be 50? 50 minis? Are they going to let me set 50 minis? 5. Wait, I don't think I could trade 10 minis with Apex on a 50K account. Can I only trade 5? What's the max contract size on 50Ks? Someone in the chat, let me know. No, why does it move around? It's so annoying. Dude, like, why can't they let me pick? I mean, maybe you can do 10. It's okay. I'm just waiting for the 50K to show up. So 25K, you can trade 4 minis. Oh, I can do 10. Okay, cool. 10 minis. That's wild. So yeah, I can trade 50. So I could set this order. Okay. So we're doing a buy stop here. And a sell stop right here. Right here. It's a little too early to set these orders, I guess. I got to do it right before. Oh, we got John back. Yo. Let me get you back on mobile too. There we go. You're getting ready to watch us do something that is not I mean, it's not that it's irresponsible, but it's tradertainment. It's tradertainment, guys. We're gonna try to we're gonna set a buy stop above and a sell stop below, 10 minis each on these Apex accounts, and hopefully the Newswick just takes one of them and passes the accounts immediately. Oh wait, but I need to set limit orders too. I need to set the limit order so it takes me out right away. See, I've never done this before. I don't pass accounts like this, but I thought it'd be fun to try.
This is definitely entertaining.
Yeah. Okay, wait. So if I have the long here, how many points do I need to pass 3,000? If I'm in on 10 minis. Oh, this is on the micros. Hold on. So if we put our long here, I just need to do the math on this. 10 minis, take profit. I would need 60 ticks. So I'm going to also need to set the limit order right there at 195. All right, let's set these up.
Yeah, so
179.
Apex doesn't have any rules on use trading, right?
Exactly. No, they don't care.
Okay, cool.
And people don't even care if you could literally do this. They know it doesn't matter to them, I guess.
Yeah.
I know a ton of people who do this, and they'll do this on like 10 accounts at a time to just try and pass their Apex accounts quickly. Because trading 20, trying to pass accounts quickly with trailing drawdown is really tough. So like this is a method that works a lot, I guess, because if you just rely on the news volatility with the max contract size, you have a better shot than like trying to trade aggressively and pass it in a day when you have intraday trailing drawdown. Guys, where should my sell stop be though? Oh God, I gotta get this in. Okay, let's just get it in. We're gonna put it here.
You got 1 minute, right?
Yeah. Oh shit. I gotta put this right here. It's about to go. Oh. Dude.
Did you pass
missed it? No, I haven't. Neither one has gotten filled yet.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, come on. Come on.
I'm not worried. What if it fills me and then it immediately just snaps back?
Wait, it didn't fill yet?
It didn't fill. It missed it by a tick, but it's a good thing it missed it by a tick. That's the thing. Or else I would have already failed because it would have pulled back immediately.
Oh, it's a buy stop.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But if this is already, I feel like they should have been closer. Let's see. Neither one has been filled yet, guys. It's gonna fill the buy, but if it pulls right back, I'm screwed.
Oh, you passed.
Wait, I took this on micros, bro. Oh my God, chat.
That happens to me. Yeah.
Chad, I just took this on freaking micros.
Oh, dang.
Dude, that would have been. Yo, oh my God. What did we just do? I'm so cooked. That was crazy.
Yeah.
No. Hold on. All right. Now my degen's going to come out. We're going to try again.
The amount of times that's happened to me too, where like when I was doing minis and I had this banging trade and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it's micros.
I'm so screwed.
Oh, you're putting it there?
That was dumb. They're going to fail.
No, maybe not. Let's see.
Maybe not. Oh, we're cooked. Yeah, we cooked. All right. That was so annoying, dude. It would have worked. All right. I got to do that next time.
Yeah.
I would have passed 5 accounts in one shot.
That would have been fire. That would have been fire.
Dude.
Yeah.
I'm low-key so annoyed right now.
Yeah, I know how you feel, Zach. I know. We all know how you feel. Like, yeah. If you weren't on stream, you might be saying a few things.
No, I won't. You know what? With Apex accounts, they're so cheap. It's like fun. But now I do feel like I got the bug, and I want to try and do that and get them passed. Yeah, I think the next big news event is CPI next week. So maybe we could try it on CPI. What's up with you though? Any trades? What are you looking at right now, John?
Yeah, I haven't done my analysis. Well, I mean, yeah. After the news, I'll have more clarity. But yeah, nothing much. I mean, mostly. I mean, it's been real busy in the company, so try not to burn out a little bit because I know I'm doing a lot. Like my wife will say it. She'll be like, I'll tell her, yeah, I didn't have a good trading day. She's like, you're doing too much. She's like, you're running a company. You're trading. So she has a very good point. I can't argue with her. I was like, you're right. Yeah.
100%, man. No, trying to full-time trade or like just trade every single day and run a company. It's even though they're related things, it's like it's different. Trading takes a lot out of you, man. A lot of mental and emotional bandwidth out of you, you know?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah. It's cool though, because I mean, I know I'll dial it back, like, definitely, but I like that I like trading so much. Like, it's something that I've been pursuing, and that, it's I like the challenge of it, and just the ability to get better, um, but that also means to be a good trader, I think you also have to be aware of when you're overdoing it or when you need a break. Um,
Yes.
yeah,
No,
but
no, it's
yeah,
really true, man. You need to be able to like not burn out because then you're not gonna trade well if you're trying to like overextend yourself. It's impossible. Everyone's asking if I blew the accounts. Yes, I did. I blew the accounts.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, a lot of exciting things at prop for match. Yeah, it's fun to build with the team. Like, we have a really great team, and we don't have a shortage of ideas. That's the thing. It's a
Yeah.
matter of like, what do we prioritize, and what do we tackle next? And it's been a lot of good discussions with the team. And it's always with the traders in mind. How can we make the trader's life easier, or how can we provide tools to, mm, yeah, that traders want? How do we provide something that traders want? And yeah, it's always fun to think about that.
Um, any any little insights you can give us on anything going on?
Yeah. So one thing that we're really excited about, we're going to make it easier for traders to see their order history, right? Like, when you purchase from Prop Firm Match, any challenge, you're going to have a nice dashboard where you can see your order history and kind of take notes on your different challenges, and mark the progress of those challenges. And that's going to be like our first initial launch of this feature. And then we plan on adding to it, like, potentially analytics, so that you can, whenever you buy from Prop for Match, like, we want it to be the place you go to buy challenges, but we also want to make it easy for you to manage those challenges in one place. Because if you have multiple accounts from different firms, like, Apex, Top Step, Tradeify, if you can just go into your dashboard and see, okay, I have these challenges, and this is how much I've invested, and this is how, the payouts I've received. So we want to give traders more insight into their return on investment, because, a lot of us know we do spend a lot on challenges, and it'd be good to know, like, clearly, like, how much are we investing, and, how much are we getting paid out, and are we profitable overall? So yeah, I just want to give traders more insight and more clarity into their statistics.
No, man, that's like a really solid idea because um for me that was a huge issue. I was not tracking the amount of money I'm spending on challenges for a long time before I started making money trading. And people don't realize like, you're dropping $50 here, $50 there. It doesn't seem like a lot. It could add up if you're resetting those accounts over and over again. It can really add up. So I think that would be a huge help because we know like a lot of the prop firms don't necessarily want you to know how much you're spending. You know what I mean? And that's where prop firm match could like help out.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And I see quite a few are positive to this idea in the chat. So yeah, excited to kind of showcase it. I'll showcase it once it's ready. It should be just a couple weeks, but the team's working on it. And that's just the beginning. We plan on adding many more tools and features to PFM. But yeah, if in the chat you have some other ideas that you would want to see on PFM, we're always open to hearing it. And yeah, because futures is gaining a lot more traction, we're also looking at adding more data around futures, so that you can have an even better time, looking up futures challenges. So things like consistency rules. We're looking at the best way to showcase that in the tables. Obviously, consistency rules have a lot of mm, details. Like, it's not just a one liner. There's
Yeah.
multiple details to it. So we're looking at the best way to package that you can kind of get a picture of consistency rules in the table, and also payout thresholds, like payout caps, like what is the payout cap if you do get a payout. So we're looking to consolidate all of this data in a way that's like easily digestible when you're looking for a challenge. So, adding even more data points that can help you with your decision when picking a challenge.
Yeah, like if you're someone that doesn't like payout caps per account, right? For example.
Yeah,
Like Joseph actually, we're talking a lot about him today, but he didn't know that there was going to be payout caps on that account at first. So when he went through that, he was like, understandably frustrated in the moment. So if we could help the trader not miss out, not miss that like key piece of information, that'd be really helpful.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, so always looking to display that data in the best way possible for everyone to make informed decisions.
Yeah, love
Yeah.
that, man. By the way, Josh said that I should wait until Apex does the 90% off sale for Black Friday to try again. I might try that. I'm sure code match will get you 90%, but right now it's 80% off, guys. It's honestly a really good deal. 80% off $40 activation fees with code match is like ridiculous already.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up Black Friday. So we are going to have a Black Friday that's already set up. It's ready to go. So on Black Friday, I think November 25th to November 30th, we're going to have Black Friday deals on prop for match. And then we're also going to have Cyber Monday. So you're going to see it. We have our design team did an amazing job with Black Friday. I really like these themes that we do. So it's Black Friday themed, and you'll be able to go to our site and see all our Black Friday deals.
Perfect, man. Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be great. That's probably when I probably will wait, guys. I'll wait for that deal. Apex will probably do some type of 90% off. Take that with the PFM Black Friday deal. I think that's going to be the move. All right. I wanted to check this poll, see who was right. So they said NFP would it be bearish or bullish? 79% said bullish, which I guess my question was which way is the initial push going to go? And I guess the chat was right here. It was bullish. So shout out chat. Usually when we do a poll, I think this is just probabilities, but the poll usually favors the incorrect direction. But chat was right this time, man. Oops.
Yeah, Tariq asked about resetting the account. I think you mentioned resetting funded accounts. So TopStep has this feature. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a feature called back to funded. They're not the first people to do this. There's a few firms that offer it. The thing about it, though, is it's pretty expensive. Like you're going to be paying 3 times what you put in initially to get your account funded. So, do that with what you will. I don't think it's necessarily worth it. But there could be certain circumstances where it is worth it. It depends on the person and the situation they're in.
Mm-hmm. Bring back extra loyalty points. Yeah, always check back. Ananta, we always have or every now and again we have some initiatives that can get you more points. Yeah.
Did we finish the 500 reviews yet?
Yeah, I meant to check on that. Let me ask the support team.
Yeah, guys, if you have any other like prop for match related questions for John while he's here, send them over for sure. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I feel like I caught the bug because I failed that at first attempt, even though it would have passed. I kind of want to try 5 more accounts right now. If I do, I'll wait till the break happens, so you guys don't have to watch me buy 5 accounts, but I might do it. You know what? Let's actually do some analysis on what we think can happen for the day here. Let's see. I think I already have my volume profile levels up, but let's double check all of that.
Yeah, Nanta, those codes might be expired. So if you don't see any codes, then we probably don't have any new codes at the moment.
All right. So yeah, guys, we have a point of control right here, way below us. We also have the value area high way below us. I mean, the market opened. These were the NVIDIA earnings right here. We pushed up. We put in a higher low. Currently putting in another higher high. So technically, there's an 80% setup in play, but how confident am I in us coming all the way back down here today? I'm not as confident. I'm not going to lie. Also, a lot of the 80% setup plays, they haven't been working as good in these conditions. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's roughly 80% of the time, like long term. But right now, like you see some examples on this day, we had an 80% setup, right? 80% setup, for anyone that doesn't know, is when the market opens above or below the previous day's point of control. We like to trade towards this level and use it as a magnet. Here's a day where we had it and it did not work out. Now, here's a day where it did work out. Here, this was our previous day's point of control. Market opens up below and we end up trading up to it. So it's working, but there's been a few days where it's just not hitting. This is a really good day, a really good example. Market opens below its previous day's point of control, right? The POC is here. You have this massive sell-off and then an immediate V-shaped recovery. Where do we stop? At that previous day's point of control. So it's there, but I'd be a little cautious because this is a really far away 80% setup. Here's another one that never worked out. The thing about it, though, when it doesn't work out, you can keep these levels on your charts. They become, I call it naked point of controls. And they could eventually come back into play and be a relevant level. So maybe that'll happen here. I'm not sure. What do you think, John? Do you think we just continue vertically upside? We got to remember, we're not in the same bullish conditions that we were in a few weeks ago. So, yeah, the market might be putting in like a daily high or low. It's possible. But also, you know, we're not nearly as bullish as we were here. So, like, this could just be a pullback for lower prices if the market's not ready to stop downtrending on the 4 hour. Like, we could come in, put one more lower low in there before a reversal. Yeah, what do you think? Just we keep going up, or do you think we could actually pull back?
Yeah, this could potentially be a lower high.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's either we stop here, we like this as a hard stop or very close to a hard stop, or we break out of. So I'll showcase what I'm looking at, kind of the most important chart to me at the moment.
Yeah, let me pull your screen up. Let me know when you got it up and I'll pull it up.
Oh, yeah, let me share it. Yeah. I have to do it on both, right?
Yes. Babu says, I bought NASDAQ at 24,500, targeting all-time highs. I mean, you got a great entry, bro. 24,500. Yeah, that thing is cooking right now. I'm guessing this is a swing position. So, yeah, I mean, whether it goes a little bit lower, bro, I think that's a good average price, honestly, for like a longer-term swing position. I think that's a good price. There you go, John.
Yep. So what I'm looking at, basically, we have this range on the NASDAQ. So for me, like, this is where I was looking for the sell yesterday because I thought we were going to, and I should have been way more careful because we couldn't get below the open convincingly yesterday, but I felt like we were just going to keep going down to here. That's what I was envisioning. But we got back into this range and now we're rotating. So we're right at the value area high on NQ. So either we stop here and this is our lower high.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm a little cautious is because we had a little baby lower high right here and then headed down. So to me, I want to see what we do at the open, what the open looks like. And if we can get convincingly above here, if we do, then there's the potential we get back to all-time highs. But again, yeah, this could be a lower high. Maybe we could do this for a while.
Yeah.
That's definitely, I mean, look what we did here. Like it took how many days is this? Yeah, it took a month for us to do this.
Yeah.
Right? Like who's to say we can't do something like that as well?
Yeah, that's a really good point. We could enter like a daily phase consolidation, put in a daily range or like a range on the 4-hour. That's really valid. I like that area too. What price do you have that high of value?
On NQ, it's at 2.5, rounded to 250, 25.
25 250s. Yeah. I like that level in general. I also, from my perspective, I see a 4-hour fair value gap right above it. So like I could envision a situation where maybe we peak above for a minute, you get like a false breakout of that value area, tap into that fair value gap, and yep, exactly. Bring it back into the range and look for a rotation down to the opposite end of value.
Yep, for sure. And also, like, it doesn't happen too often, or no, it actually does happen, but both ES and NQ are right at this value area high on the 4-hour or the daily. So you can see on ES, I think we already pulled back exactly from this level. Oh no, ES. Oh, I have it on regular trading hours. Okay, ES is peaking above, but NQ had a really nice rejection for a few points off its value area high here on the daily. So you can see like this was like 40 points.
Yep.
Yeah, that was, I know that's ES, but NQ had something similar.
Chris Topher says, I think we take 25,254, then pull back to 25,362, where it's make or break to push up to the moon. Okay, fair.
Nice.
And yeah, guys, when John gets ready to head off, we'll run our first giveaway. Let's try and smash that like button to 50 likes, and we'll get that going. Yeah, I like that, man. I think we have pretty similar ideas because you are in like the middle of the range. I mean, the market pulled back significantly. Like, it's anyone's guess. It can continue to new all-time highs, or we pull back deeper. We're kind of in that, like, we're at that point where it's going to have to make a decision, or just range, and you got to be aware for that.
Yep. And if we kind of ignore this little tiny lower high, which I'm not going to consider that a lower high. Yeah, it looks like we're past the 50% mark, and maybe we hit the golden pocket.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility.
Yeah, you're pulling that fib from the lower high at 25 like 800s. Is that where you pulled it from?
Yep, on NQ would be 25 800s.
Yep, I like that. That's like the clearest structure point for me because it made a new low. So that's a good spot to pull fib.
Yep. So that'll be interesting if we get enough follow through above the 6.5, then potentially, this could be a nice back test for buyers. Like if we do something like this, and then buyers want to hold this here to then head back up.
Yep. Yeah. So we're at some critical levels is the point, guys. We're either going to get that break and retest, or I think it's very possible we do get that first scenario we went over where like we peak outside of the value area and then just run it back into the range. I think that could happen.
Yeah, I'll have a lot of clarity if we get back into the range. Yeah, but then again, it's tough too because you never know. Like buyers always feel like they're just itching to get in, so it's
you always got to lean that it could be easier to get long with U.S. indexes. It's true, except for the days that we're just really like elevator shoot down. Those days you don't want to long, but in general, when the market's in like a more of like regular trading conditions, it's kind of consolidating, but grinding a bit higher to the upside. I mean, longs can easily be favored in those situations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Manula says, I'm short-term bearish, long-term bullish.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so what I'll do probably, guys, when we take our break, I might load up on a few more Apex accounts, try one more time there for fun. But after that, once the market opens, we're going to Tradeify. We're going to try and lock in our base hit day on the funded accounts, take some good, proper trades, and see what comes. See what comes.
Sounds good. I'll leave you to it, Zach. Don't have too much more to say, so I'm gonna hop back into to prop for match.
For sure, man. For sure. Go do your thing. We will see you on Monday. And if I don't talk to you till then, have a great weekend too, John.
You too. Thanks, Zach.
All right.
Thanks, everyone. Yep.
Peace.
Bye.
All right, guys. All right. All right. There we go. Shout out John in the chat, man. How long does the live last? It lasts until 12 p.m. Eastern. We go live every day from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern. Winners are chosen or not. I don't know what you're talking about, buddy, but we haven't done the giveaway yet. We're gonna run our giveaway right now, though. Let me see where we at on likes. We'll run a giveaway on this break. Hey, we're at 42. If we could smash that to 50, let's get this giveaway going. I'm not sure what you're exactly asking, Trading Talks, but yeah, we run giveaways. Names get chosen on stream, and then I send it over to the Prop for Match support team, and they give you guys the accounts. But for today, we got our usual sponsors: Top One Futures, Aqua Futures, and Blue Guardian. Big shout out to our sponsors, chat. We're giving away 12 accounts today. There's no other stream giving away this many accounts. It's like insane. So we can get that going. We're at 46. We so close, chat. Let's get us to four more likes. You need top one? Well, you're gonna have a chance, my friend. NQ does not want to come down. I don't know, man. I think it could. I actually think NQ could surprise us today and we could end up closing bearish. I don't want to force that. I'm not going to force it, but you guys know how I feel about these 80% setups when we're way above the previous day's point of control and the market has not engaged it yet. Like, I got to take that seriously. Also, these, like, the way this market kind of bounced here, this is not a super convincing low for me because we kind of just stacked up these lows. So I think these could come back into play and be a draw on liquidity eventually. But we can't think about that until we at least maybe get back below previous day's high, you know? Thoughts on NQ long-term considering Powell is resigning next year? You know what it is? You know what it is, Babu? I think you just always have to lean with a bullish bias long-term on stock indexes. If we look back on this, like if we go to a weekly chart, I mean, look at this weekly chart. This is just the December contract, but the market just goes up. You know, if the market stops going up long-term, we have bigger things to worry about than day trading. You know what I mean? Like, the market's always designed to go back up, especially when we have a Republican in office. Not even to get political, but the market just tends to do better when there's a Republican in office. So yeah, I think we have a couple more years of making new all-time highs, and then we'll see what happens during the next administration. But the only way the market is going to get into like a real bear market is if the AI bubble bursts. And I know a lot of people are talking about that right now on the news. The thing about a bubble, whether it's a bubble or not, chat, you have no idea the timing of when that bubble pops. Like, people were saying the housing market is gonna pop, and they were right. But there were people saying that 10 years prior. So you can't really just because people are saying that a bubble might pop, you can't time that perfectly. All right, that's the thing. But so yeah, I think long-term bullish. But all right, chat, let's get this giveaway going. So first off, guys, if you don't know how to enter the giveaway, you're going to go to our Discord channel. We run all of our giveaways through Discord. So I'll drop the link, the Discord invite link right there. It's also in the description of this video. And then let me pull it up and I can show you guys how to do this. We'll get this giveaway going. Okay, there we go. All right, I'll pull this up. I'll show you guys how to enter. So once you join our Discord and you get verified, you're going to have to go to PFM TV and go to the stream chat. And right here, type match to enter the giveaway. Bam. So anyone below me, you're going to type match in there and your entry will be counted. So go ahead, get those entries in. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. We'll announce the winners. So don't go anywhere. We'll announce the winners as soon as we get back. Oh, we were on mute on IG. Sorry about that, chat. Sorry about that, chat. All right. All right. Let's get this going. Make it a 5-digit day. We're going to do our best, man. That's the goal. I will say, with where we're at right here, I don't like anything, but let's do some analysis real quick. Do we stream every day now? Yeah, man. We stream Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. We are here. One thing I haven't looked at is Midnight Open. And somebody, I forgot who mentioned the Midnight Open yesterday, but they said, Zach, did you see how well Midnight Open reacted when it finally hit? Look at this. You're going to say that's random? That is the least random thing I've ever seen. So this was yesterday's Midnight Open, right? And what do we look for? We look for the retracement. We look for the market to retrace to that Midnight Open price in the New York session. You get this huge push up. Was it enough to sustain a higher low? No. Why? From my perspective, it's because we needed to retrace to the Midnight Open first. Once we tap that level, we put in our higher low and we rip. So there's two ways to trade the Midnight Open. You look for the move down or up to it. You look for the retracement to midnight. I love trading it this way. Or you look to position yourself if you are long biased, right? Like if you wanted longs today, you would be looking to position yourself after it engages the Midnight Open and then get long. Yeah, it really was a really good example of technical analysis right there. But we're above it right now. So this is what we're going to do, guys. We're going to have our guest on any minute. Let's do one more break and let's get the list going for the next giveaway just to keep everyone engaged. Okay, because I got so many accounts to give away. You know, it's not going to hurt for me to do another one. So let's do this, chat. Hold up. The knowledge is worth more than an account. Yes, it is. But we do the accounts for fun. It's all fun and games. And yeah, guys, spamming is not going to help you. But okay, we're going to say type prop firm match to enter the new giveaway. So we'll get this list going. All right. I'm going to take a quick, like 60-second break before our guest comes on to set up a few things. And we'll let you guys get those entries in. We'll call this one a little later, though, but I want to get the list going. So don't go anywhere, guys. We will be right back with our guest, Raul. So stay tuned. All right, there we go. We are back. We got Raul here. How's it going, man? Welcome to Prop Firm Match TV.
Hey, man. Thank you. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Yeah, we're glad you can make it on. To be honest, man, I am not too familiar with your work personally. Just in case the chat maybe isn't as well, or people that do know you, can you just maybe give us a little rundown, like who are you, where you're from, how long you've been trading, what markets do you trade, all that good stuff.
All right. So my name is Raul Arias. I'm actually Colombian, South America. I've been trading for over 5 years already. For my accent, you might think, why do I speak English this way? So I grew up in the States, but I moved back to my hometown many years ago. And yeah, mainly I trade Forex or CFDs, but I do all my analysis in the futures market. So I'm also part of the online trading campus by Burns Korpinski. I don't know if you heard of them, but we're part of that family as well. So yeah.
Amazing, dude. So I've been trading about the same amount of time as you, 5 years, a little over 5 years now.
Yeah.
I primarily trade futures, specifically NASDAQ and ES, mostly NASDAQ,
Nice.
but I like to analyze ES. So you mostly trade currency pairs, but you do your analysis on the futures contract of, like, say, Euro USD, GBP USD, etc.
Yeah, if I were to trade, let's say Euro USD, I'll analyze the Euro future asset, not the CFD.
And do you trade it on the futures contract, or do you trade it on like a Forex broker or a Forex prop firm?
Forex prop firm. I just do the analysis there because the data is more transparent
Yes.
when it comes to futures. So that I use that, and then I just translate that to a CFD, whatever the broker is. But the main data is futures because like with brokers, you got different data. So futures is more transparent in my opinion.
Yeah, man. No, that's really a brilliant way of doing it. Especially if you're somebody that's using maybe like volume profile or market profile or any type of like footprint charts where you really do need that centralized data because like you said, you're going to be looking at these things from a ton of different brokers. It'll be mostly similar, but there are going to be variations. There's going to be a lot more variance. So that makes perfect sense. When I was switching around, I was kind of for a little while trading CFD prop firms and futures prop firms. And I did the same thing. It's like, even if I was going to trade NAS 100 with a CFD prop firm, I'm still analyzing the NQ chart, the futures contract. It just made the most sense to me.
Yeah, totally. I also trade indices. S&P 500 and NASDAQ are pretty good to me as well.
Nice. Are you someone that trades like a basket of different instruments, or do you specialize more so on one or two things?
I actually do trade a basket of different instruments. So like, we trade commodities like agriculture ones, corn, cocoa. We trade metals as well, gold, silver, oil, everything. Everything is tradable, really.
Absolutely. So you're the type of guy, it's like you'll have a high watch list, big watch list, and whatever setup is making the most sense, that's what you're going to go for. So what's your average time frame and duration of holding trades? Are you more of intraday, scalper, swing trader?
I'm more of a swing trader. So
Okay,
I don't scalp. I do sometimes intraday, but more of a swing trader. So that's why it gives me enough time to kind of select a good asset, and then if it's everything aligned fundamentally and technically, then we go for it. So it's like when I say we trade multiple assets, you might think it's like you're trading a bunch of things at the same time, and it's not like that. It's just like not every asset has an opportunity every week.
Yes.
So we kind of like just scan them over the weekend, and whatever's best for the new week, we kind of execute it.
Yeah, I mean that's the way you have to do it if you're swing trading. Like you don't have the option to be like a specialist in one instrument as a swing trader. There's only going to be so many opportunities. That makes perfect sense. What's your average hold time? Are you like a shorter term swing trader? Are you looking for a movement within a few days to a week, or are you like more of a higher time frame?
No, just like higher time frame. For example, on Forex major pairs like pound, I've been holding a sell since the beginning of October, and probably adding trades to it alongside. But it could last a month, a couple weeks, a couple days. Really depends on the entire scenario that we have. So like,
Sure.
if I take weekly, supply or demand zones and then just refine them on the dailies, it could definitely last a month or even, more than that sometimes.
Got you. Got you. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. All right, man. So maybe if you want, can you get your chart up and maybe we could go
Sure.
over like what kind of what kind of strategy are you using? How do you analyze price? I know that, you're a swing trader, so we're not going to try to pressure you into taking a trade today on stream, but maybe if you're in any open positions, we can take a look at those, just get a rundown. And guys, I'll keep you updated on myself and what I'm looking at. Just for context, Raul, I'm an intraday trader. I trade futures prop firms. It makes sense that you're not going to use futures prop firms or even a futures personal account because holding overnight is not really a reality with the prop firm side of things
No.
on futures. And
Mhm.
even if you're somebody that wants to swing trade futures, you need a large balance in your account just to start off with, just to be allowed to hold overnight. Like I think with NQ, you need a minimum $17,000 balance at the moment to hold one NQ contract overnight. So it totally makes sense that you go the CFD route. That's a big plus is that you can swing trade.
Totally. So how do I share it here?
So what you're going to do, you're going to have to do it in both studios. So a little annoying there, but just go to present.
All right. So,
There's a little icon with a monitor and a plus sign. You click that and just share screen. You can share a single tab, your whole window, whatever makes sense.
Yeah, I'll share the entire screen. Oh, okay, cool. So I could choose trading view.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Let me know if you see it, and then let me try to do it on the other.
Yep, we got you. Here, I'll pull this one up. There we go. We just get it on the other studio. We're good.
All right, I think we got it, right?
Yes, sir. All right, we're on.
All right, so basically this is like the entire assets. We could trade, futures and currencies. You might see my trading view half Spanish, English. My community is mainly Spanish. So I'm in South America, so you might see a couple of names in Spanish, but it's mainly the same. So right here to the right, where we see all the currencies or assets, just the future of it. If I want to analyze the dollar index, pound, I do not look at the CFD at first. I just kind of look at this overall, and then obviously indices, metals, and all the other agriculture products.
Yeah,
so,
that makes perfect sense to me, by the way. Like, that's like a green flag for a CFD trader to me, that you're using the futures contract for analysis.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's very important to understand that. But let me just go directly, let's say, on the indices, because that's something you guys like to trade here. So, for example, yesterday that we had the earnings on NVIDIA, we were actually looking to long on any of the futures indices. I'm actually on a long on S&P 500, and I'll explain a little bit of what we use. So for indices, it's quite simple. We only look at the valuation tool. This is a tool we have here in which it's pretty simple. We just like to see how the asset, like for example, S&P 500, it's valued against the treasury bonds. So if it's undervalued or if it's overvalued. So for example, if I want to go long on any assets, I want to do it when the asset is cheap, right? It's actually undervalued. So this is pretty simple. We do have a campus valuation tool here that we use at OTC. The top one and the bottom one is basically the same. The only difference is just the time length. So for example, the one on top here, this is a 13-day, let me put it here, 13-day valuation. So for the past 13 days, it actually let us know if the asset S&P 500 it's overvalued or it's undervalued. And if I want to go long into it, I definitely want to see it undervalued. So you got the entire oscillator here. You got the top line, which is red, the bottom one that's green, and then the midpoint, which is the equilibrium, let's say.
Okay.
If I want to go long, I want to see this oscillator line, blue line, underneath the midpoint. That lets me know that the asset is undervalued, right? So I don't want to go long if the asset is actually expensive.
And just so I understand how the oscillator works, it is showing whether the market is undervalued against
treasury
U.S.
bonds.
government bonds.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, that's really interesting. Can you explain why you see that correlation and how it's relevant?
So the main formula is it's just basically to understand, indices have to do with stocks, and we don't compare it with dollar or currencies. We do compare it with the treasury, the interest rates. It's very important for us to know if, let's say, the indices are cheap or expensive, and because of that, we could understand that the asset is good to go if we want to go long. It's kind of like a really complicated formula there. I just see the oscillator in general to just determine if it's overvalued or undervalued, and that if you backtest it, for example, each time you have overvaluation, for example, when we had this short on S&P 500 right here, you see that the oscillator actually was, having a reading that was overvalued. With that overvaluation, we started to have, retracements into this indice. And same thing when we were undervalued here, for example, and this was at the beginning of the year. If, for example, Byrne, he did a yearly outlook on indices, very specific on the US 30, but that actually replicates to the entire other indices, NASDAQ, S&P 500, and Russell. And after we had this really down move, which was in October, we actually had undervalue reading in the valuation tool short term. And that's when we actually decided to go long on it. Same thing when the year started. We had a big move to the downside right around here, right? And the reading actually for that overvaluation was actually right around here. So every time it's overvalued, not every time, not everything is 100%, because that would be false expectations. But more than likely, when we see a reading overvalued or undervalued, we want to go either short or we want to go long. So that's like the first tool we actually look into, right?
I have one more question about this tool because I find it interesting. So you can see that grind up that we had recently before we started consolidating in the market. Yeah, that whole grind up. So what I see the oscillator going down as price action is going up. Now I recognize that as like a divergence, right?
Yeah.
Is that something that you pay attention to as well? And also, how do you, because in a situation like this, you might be looking to sell. Well, no, it would be at equilibrium. So I guess there's no trade there. But how do you see the divergence? Does that come into play at all?
Not that much. With this specific tool, I'm just looking for, overvaluation or undervaluation. The midpoint, it's not necessarily something I'm interested in. Not really. It's just not letting you know if it's really cheap or expensive. So it's just the midpoint. But
and
yeah,
the divergence though.
Where specifically are you looking at it?
So like you see the oscillator, the blue line in the middle is
Yeah.
going down as price action is going up. I see that as like a divergence. If you're familiar with RSI divergence, it's the same idea. It's when price action is doing one thing, the oscillator is doing the opposite. It usually signals some type of a reversal signal. I'm just asking if there's anything relevant there. I guess not for you.
No, not really. Not really.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
So that's basically the short term. Now the long term is basically the past 30 days. So we just like to look at both, especially if I'm swing trading. I do want to see this very aligned. If both are undervalued, that's definitely a signal that this asset is very cheap, and eventually we're going to get some long move to the upside. In other words, yeah. So yesterday, or for the past weeks, we were expecting retracements in all the indices, NASDAQ, S&P 500, all of these. I also trade supply and demand. So pretty simple. We just like to look at demand zones where we could actually go long. If I'm looking forward to go on a swing trade, usually I want to see weekly or monthly demand zones. So for example, on the S&P 500, we had this sort of level right here. This weekly demand zone that was built. When was this? Like October, towards the end of October. This week of October, this demand zone was confirmed. We had an all-time high, and then price retraced back deep into this demand zone. All we were looking for is, on the daily time frame, waiting for this valuation to be under the midpoint. In this case specifically, we had it, just around this area. And then within the weekly, demand zone, we could always do a refinement. So there's levels here that don't look that nice, but this was basically a nice demand zone that we were looking for in the daily. And, as fundamentals were indicating that we were wanting to go long, then, I could just position myself in the daily demand zone, or I could just even refine it even more, which I'll show you.
Yeah.
Within the daily, I actually look for another demand zone. So I don't look for anything else except demand or supply zones.
Okay.
And we found within the daily this 4-hour demand zone. So that was my buy zone or buy area. And I was supported by the valuation as well. But that's not the only tool I use, right? That's just one. So that's valuation, just to see if the asset is expensive or not expensive. And then there's this other tool I use, which is seasonality, right? So with seasonality, it's mainly like a tool that we use, or it's mainly focused on cycles. So what it does is it looks back in years, 10, 15, 20 years, 5 years. In reference to the indices, we look a lot to the election cycles, right? So there's tools that we use, like our own indicator on TradingView, or there's websites like SeasonX, where you could actually look at the seasonality or the cycle of indices for a specific, either pre-election, post-election, normal year cycle. So right now, 2025 is a post-election year.
Yes.
That means we're in the first year of Trump's, mandate. And if you look back in years, we've had in the past 50 years, we've had over around 12 post-election cycles. And those 12 post-election cycles, out of the 12 of them, 9 of them have been very positive for the indices, right?
9 out of 12.
9 out of 12 have been really positive for it. So what that means is that usually the majority of the time when there's a post-election year, indices tend to rally or to go up, which is mainly, if you look at the structure of it, you could say, well, all the time they're bullish, right? But specifically this year, it's a bullish year. We were expecting it throughout the entire time. And this post-election cycle is something that we really look into, just to give us really specific points in where we can expect retracements at a specific time of the year. We can expect, the bullish run. October, for example, we were expecting, retracements at the beginning of the year. For example, we were expecting this move to the downside. And then, at the mid of the year, a rally like April. Around April, we were actually, really deep in with indices. After they touch a monthly demand zone, it started to rally back up. So we kind of look at those cycles, and it gives us like a breakdown throughout the year to see when is, those specific dip points where we can actually get involved. And right now we're actually, ending the year. So we are expecting it to be, definitely like the end of the year rally for indices. So putting in that logic of fundamentals, valuation being very cheap, and then seasonality towards the end of the year being very bullish, plus weekly and daily demand zones, those two things, or those things aligned, made us take a decision to go, really not hard, but at least really secure on the long that I was having here. Even though we were getting the NVIDIA report yesterday, we were pretty confident of the data that we were having in this specific assets. So it's kind of like, to put it in simple words, that's how kind of like it works, right?
Gotcha. So the NVIDIA, I mean, it ended up helping your trade, right?
Yeah, totally.
It helped a lot.
Yeah. I actually passed some evaluations yesterday on a CFD firm.
What type of accounts do you like to trade, Raul? Bigger accounts or smaller accounts? What's your method with props? By the way, guys, I just switched to my screen because I may look for a scalp here. We could not trade more differently, Raul. I take scalp trades on the NQ. I trade like for 1-to-1, sometimes 1-to-2. Even sometimes I'll go for a negative risk reward if it makes sense, and where I can lock in a high probability trade, low hanging fruit base hit. And I just let those add up. I let those base hits stack up day after day. And that's really my method. Like with Tradeify, we just took a 10K payout a couple of weeks ago. I made on average $200 to $300 per day on my accounts, but I was trading 5, copy trading. And for me, my edge has really come from higher win rate, higher probability trades, but lower R multiple, and then leveraging and exploiting the power of copy trading with futures prop firms. That's really the key for me. So with CFDs, I know it's a little different. Copy trading is a little bit more limited. And but the thing is, you can trade bigger account sizes, you can get more drawdown, static drawdown. So yeah, what's your method with the prop firms?
I like bigger accounts, and
Yeah.
those that allow swing, because definitely that will let me hold trades for a long time. So I'm a big fan of it. When it comes to intraday, for example, because I told you I also do it, we usually use a strategy called the Globex trap strategy for indices specifically. So, if the firm, because you have to adapt, right? I was talking to Austin a couple months ago when I would visit the States, and he did mention to me that you guys in the States had to do a transition. You used to trade CFDs and all that, but then mainly now.
Austin Silver?
Yeah. Austin
Oh,
Silver.
sick. So we know Austin. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a good buddy. Cool.
Yeah, we did a podcast with him a couple months ago. So he did mention something, is that you guys in the States are mainly trading futures because you were kind of forced to do that transition. But something pretty cool is that traders now trading futures have, for some reason, more payouts are being done as that transition came in. I don't know if that's right, but
significantly more payouts, not just for a lot of people's communities, like Austin's community, Blackshirt Club. People are getting more payouts since they moved to futures. That's for sure. But also just the industry itself, futures pays out significantly more people. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's just futures maybe attracts a different clientele, or if it's just one reason I like my thoughts on it. One reason I think is that in futures, you have very little spread, very little slippage, virtually none. People, if they're intraday trading, really underestimate the power of that. I think with CFD firms, with Forex in general, I think swing trading, it is great. Spread, slippages, you're not going to have much of an effect. It doesn't really hurt you that much. But if you're trying to get in and out of the market a couple times a day or multiple times a day, that spread, that slippage over the span of 100 trades or 1,000 trades can literally be the make or break of you being profitable or not with your edge. So I think that's a big factor, because let's be real, most people are trying to day trade. Even people who are trading FX props, they're trying to day trade. They're on Euro USD with like 5 lots on the 1 minute time frame. And I just I don't think that market rewards that. I think but the futures market does. So I think that's one factor, at least one of probably a few things.
I think something else is the rules from the futures prop firms kind of force you to, pay yourself. Kind of makes a habit of you need to go in, and you definitely don't want to go for the home run. You want to start adding or stacking up little by little, and that's something that doesn't happen in the CFD space a lot. Like mainly when you're trading a CFD account, since you don't have much restrictions. Most traders want to get a home run out of it, right? So they go probably on a 1%, 2% risk, and they want that trade to kind of pass their account. In the case of the future side, I've seen a lot that you just stack up small amounts, and then you have also the opportunity to kind of replicate that in several accounts, to copy them. So I think that's one of the main reasons why traders are making more payouts. You're being forced to, come in if you're doing scalping or intraday, pay yourself, and you're done. And, you're just up to the next day. Doesn't happen much with the CFD.
With CFDs, a lot of people get, they want to build that account up with a big balance, right? They want to get that 10K payout from a singular account. Which is, it's a lot more feasible to do, because you do have static drawdown. Bro, if this is why futures firms can't offer static drawdown, because they would I think they'd go out of business. Truly. So you see, it's all trade-offs. Like, there's no better or worse. I guess it depends on the trader. What I love about futures is the ability to copy trade. I think the scalability it offers is just amazing. Apex Trader Funding, for example, you can trade 20 accounts. It sounds insane trying to wrap your head around that to people, but they pay. I've seen multiple people get paid out like 1.7 million. Someone got paid 2.5 million.
I saw that.
absolutely insane. But it takes a different type of trader to do that. I'm more of I like copying 5 accounts. That seems to be my sweet spot right now. When I try to go past that, I don't know what it is, maybe psychological. There's something that is not clicking once I go past 5, that I'm just not at that point yet, but 5 accounts is plenty. I'll tell you that. I've withdrawn 6 figures this year. I'm trading on average 3 to 5 accounts, my best year yet. And that's only once I started implementing copy trading on the future side.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot. Yeah, and I think some people like you have that limit, right? Like I would understand that, like trading 20 accounts at the same time could be a lot of pressure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe you can give us a take on, are you seeing anything interesting here in the markets for you?
So mainly, we're on a long, but definitely I'm having an eye at this supply zone on NQ. This is a daily supply zone that looks quite interesting. Maybe a rejection. I'm not saying it's gonna probably just bring price all the way down, but it's definitely a spot where I'm looking forward to, price to have some sort of reaction, right? So this level looks interesting. And then S&P 500 as well. There's a level here, which looks quite interesting. But, if you look at it in the daily, this is a huge zone, right? You do need to refine and all that. So yeah, it's huge.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can show you what I'm looking at and kind of how I go about analyzing too real quick. We could So I trade ICT with a mix of volume profile. Those are my two keys. So for example, what I'm reading this price as, I mean, obviously we're just very, very bullish right now. I like to look at the midnight open. This midnight open level is a really good level to gauge whether the market is in a premium or a discount of the daily trading range. The reason why this level is a good gauge of that is because roughly 70% of the time, the market will retrace to this midnight opening level in the New York session. And there's real data on that. Shout out Edgeful. We get the data from there.
Nice.
So on days where the market is above the midnight open and we haven't retraced to that level yet, I look at it, at least for like the first hour or so of the session before we get that retracement, I could say anything above the midnight open is a premium and easier to short. Anything below the midnight open is at a discount, easier to long. And again, this is just for an intraday move. We would look for that short to just tap that level. It could be 50 points away. It could be 200 points away. It could be 10 points away. If it's only 10 points away, I probably don't want to take the trade, but it's still there and it's still relevant. I think we've already retraced though. I mean, we kind of just opened at the midnight open. So on a day like this, there's really no midnight retracement setup. It's one of those things. I have a few playbooks in my arsenal. This setup is not there. But if we look at yesterday, we were talking about this on stream before you got on. Yesterday was, it could not be a better representation of using that midnight open. So
wow,
this blue line is that midnight open. Yeah. I'll mark this off so that I can get rid of the indicator. So that's the midnight open yesterday. Here's 9:30 open. Market rips up. Now, listen, if you were trying to short right away at the open, you would have gotten cooked trying to short this to midnight. But that's why we use, we have entry signals. We have other things we look for. What this is doing is just helping to frame that directional bias and give us an idea. That's all. It's not an entry signal. It's not, okay, full port short at the open, guys. Let's go to midnight. You need other confluences. So market rips up. But when we saw this move up, I remember saying, okay, guys, this is going to be a day that we either run away from midnight, one of the 30% probability that we don't retrace, and that's fine. But if we do start invalidating the bullish levels, then we could look for that trade to come back down to midnight. We still know it's high probability. So we were just looking at, I think we went to the 15-minute, and this is where I use ICT logic. So we had a fair value gap. This 15-minute gap was really the key for me. I was like, if this market is going to stay bullish, we really should not get below 24,750s. This is all intraday. So just for the day, I really don't. I think we'll have a hard time staying bullish if we can't hold this midpoint of the zone. So you get this closure. This is what we call an inversion where the market invalidates that bullish level. It's called an inversion fair value gap. And this is where your entry could be based off the 15-minute. But of course, there's other ways. That's when you can now go to the lower time frames. I enter on the 1 minute all the time. And we could try to frame out a better entry, right? So, you got that inversion. You could start looking here. I mean, and this is where there's a little bit of nuance. You could use a 1 minute gap, get in somewhere here, just get in on a bearish candle. Stop could go somewhere. This is tough where you don't have the perfect stop. I would put it above the fair value gap that got inverted and see if you can catch a 1-to-1. You can get a 1-to-1 just like that. Right to that midnight open. You take your profits there because that's the bearish objective. Again, that's just with ICT logic. We look at the market is moving from one liquidity pool, we call it, or area of liquidity, to another. That's all it's ever doing. So this was the objective. The market came to the midnight open. Once that's done, my trade idea is done. If I have other reasons to hold it for longer, I could be nuanced. I'm not like a systematic or a very black and white thinker in my trading. I use discretion. I think my edge comes from a lot of my nuance and discretion with like just fundamental concepts on how I believe price moves. But in this case, yeah, you take this short down to the 1-to-1. We took something along this line. I don't remember the exact move, but it was in this price leg down to that midnight open. And yeah, then we call it a day. Nice. But yeah, and then it just ripped up, which it can do that. It could also act as support or resistance in the right context. But yeah, so with where we're at today, we've already retraced to the midnight open. This is tougher price action for me because I see levels to the downside. I see some clear imbalances here that it's like, yeah, in theory, we could go down there. But I'm not going to fight this momentum up here. Definitely not. So I zoom out. Like, what's the next relevant liquidity pool? It's this swing low, right? Or swing high, excuse me. So does the market want to travel there? Yeah, maybe it does. Can I find a level for a retracement? Right here, it's a little too high up. I'm not going to lie. I don't like it. Like I don't want to get long up here with a stop below the 930 open low because I just feel like we could totally slam lower first just to like stop as many people out as possible and then bring that up. So honestly, I'm just hands off right now. I don't see anything I like. Yeah, I see this as a potential target for now.
There's a 15-minute level a little bit above that could be even a higher target. Let me show you. Wait.
Yeah, I just pulled up your screen.
Cool, yeah, because I had you on full screen here. So there's like within I'm in S&P, right? So within that daily, there's a level on the 15-minute that looks quite nice. Right here. So it's kind of like right here. I think it's a bit higher than what you have. Or it's almost there, right? Let me just remove this. Yes, it's somewhere around this 6,800 level, 6,829.
Sure.
Right around this level. I like it because this specific level was created on the New York. When was it? Like on the 13th of November, it's a couple of days ago. This level looks quite nice, and there's a concept in supply and demand that we use also. It's level on top of level. So there's kind of like an area which is obviously supported by a daily supply zone. And this specific area here looks like a target. So maybe like your target is somewhere around here, right? This high?
Yes.
Yes, kind of like here. I think, this level up here looks quite nice. So it's mainly because it's supported by a daily supply zone and, this area or this levels that are created within the window of opportunity. So for me, the window of opportunity is around 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. around that time. So this zone here looks quite nice,
Can you explain how you identify and draw out supply and demand zones?
So there's different sort of supply and demand. So there's what we call the rally base drop or the rally base rally sort of level. So this right here, it's mainly a rally base drop sort of level. And how do I determine that? It's just mainly looking at in like a very big bullish or down move, like really huge candles, kind of like the order block in ICT, I believe. Just don't want to be complicated, but it's kind of like an order block, something like that. And what I look is at momentum candles or really bearish candles or bullish candles. And right before that bearish, big move, that's when I identify like the base. So it's kind of like what we call is a rally, a base, and a drop sort of level. Those are one type of supply zone, but some people might call it order block, right? And then we also have, let's say, let me see if I could find a drop base drop sort of level. So let's say here, for example, we have a, big candle, some indecisive candles, like candles that don't have much of a body, mostly wicks. Those are like a base, and then we have a big candle after that. So that's kind of like what we call an area of supply and demand. So for us, it's just areas where we see there's big momentum to the downside or to the upside. Definitely that's not caused by a retail trader. That's caused by institutions. So in those areas of supply and demands where we identify that there's unfilled orders. So that's what we call it. Actually, Bern has a whole entire course about supply and demand in his channel, explaining how they are in the formation. So there's like two types of supplies and two types of demand. A rally-based drop, which is the first example I kind of showed you here, and a drop, which is a big candle before an area of range or indecisive candles, and then another big candle forming after it. That's what we call a drop-based drop. So those are the supply or the demand zones. Something that could help identify this area is quite good. There's a tool I use, which is called imbalance. I'm sure you guys are familiar with imbalances, right?
Oh, yeah.
So basically, if imbalance, fair value gap, this is basically the same.
Yes.
This indicator is called imbalance. It's totally free on TradingView, and it's actually created by this guy called Wolf Trader 155. And why do I show this? Because for some people, it's difficult to identify those specific supply or demand areas. So when you activate the indicator and you kind of go to the settings of it, you could actually change the color to, I have it yellow because my candles are usually green and black. So the yellow candles are basically what it spots automatically where the imbalance is. So what I tell everyone to use is mark those candles or activate the indicator, and whatever candles are before that first yellow candle, which is the imbalance, that's the area that we will call the supply zone, for example, here. Or for example, here, this is a supply zone. Kind of helps you spot the areas even faster. So this will be a supply zone, right? Any candles before those yellow ones or the imbalances ones, those are the areas you could actually determine as supply or demand. It's kind of like an easy way to mark them, right? So that's why I actually mark this level here. If you see there's an imbalance right after the creation of this area, and there's really nice momentum down. So it's an area that needs to be balanced in a way. And, it was also created within the New York, AM session, which is what we call the window of opportunity, anything between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. So
that's interesting too. So do you look at, do you take more consideration into levels that were created during the window of opportunity, during regular trading hours, essentially?
Yeah. So I have a bunch of data on this, and usually the areas that are formed within that window of opportunity is where like most liquidity sits or pending orders, and we do have nice reactions in those areas. So for example, if you allow me to show you what Globex is, for example, this is the intraday strategy that we use. So if you look at any index, I'm looking at S&P 500 15-minute time frame. On TradingView, on the settings, there's this electronic trading hours background. So if I remove, at first, I used to remove it because for me it was a bit disturbing, that color in the background. But what this is pointing out on TradingView is the Globex or the electronic trading hours. So that's mainly to help you identify the entire Globex session or the overnight session. The overnight session, it's between the 6 p.m. to the 9:30 p.m. New York time, right? So, Globex is not necessarily a session. It's actually a system, electronic system. I don't know if you heard that before, but is that?
Elaborate, please.
Yeah, so that was created by the CME, I think back in the 90s. Before this wasn't tradable overnight. And,
Yeah.
mainly stocks, you see they close at a specific time, like 5 p.m. New York
Yeah.
time. So in the 90s, they created the Globex session, or the Globex system or electronic system, which helps you or helps us nowadays trade it electronically. And that has a specific time. So when the regular trading hours close, or the New York session closes at 5 p.m., we have kind of like an hour break. And then as of 6 p.m., all the way up to the next day, 9:30 a.m., which is when the New York Open is. That's what we call, let's say, we call it session. It's not a session, but it's like the overnight session. So we, or at least for the intraday perspective, I don't want to trade anything in between there, because for me, it was the overnight session is where there's the least liquidity. Most liquidity comes, and we're talking about, US indices. They come during the New York session. So I don't want to trade anything in between. That's just the logic of the Globex. So what I do here is on the 15-minute time frame, I kind of identify, and something I use just to not confuse myself. This was created by the CME. So the exchange time that I have on TradingView is just 1 hour behind New York, right? And I'll explain in a bit why that exchange time. But usually what we want to do, let me just put New York, just not confused. You want to look at the 9 a.m. candle, the 6 p.m. candle, or the 18-hour here, military time.
100 hours, yep.
Yeah, that's the 6 p.m. So you mark the low, and you consider that the Globex low. And then you look for the 9:15 a.m. candle, because that's actually the candle that closes at 9:30, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
whatever high is created in between that 6 p.m. and 9:15 or 9:30 a.m., that's going to be your Globex high, right?
Yes.
So our logic is we want to trade any supply zone above the Globex high, or any demand zone below the Globex low. And we don't look, like, I don't look for confirmations or breakouts or whatever the confirmations people might use. I just look at supply or demand, and it could be on the 15-minute time frame, it could be on the 30-minute, 20-minute, 1 hour time frame. And all I do is I just set my trade. I just put a limit, sort of sell or buy, right? This is just the basics of it, just the technical part of it. I'm not putting any fundamentals in it, but it's just the logic behind it. So mark the Globex high, mark the Globex low. Then the next step I do is I go ahead and look at the change here to the exchange time, just to make sure I'm looking at the 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. window of opportunity. I use another indicator here that's called time zone, just because you see there's the blue background and there's kind of like a gray here shadow. So there's an indicator I use, which is time zone. And this time zone thing is just to mark up the window of opportunity. So when I set it, I put 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Using the exchange UTC -6. And I just look for, areas that are created within that window of opportunity. So above this Globex high, for example, I could have gone, short on this supply zone, but since my rule says it's an area that needs to be created within the window of opportunity, so within 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., I wouldn't be looking for a trade here, because there's nothing within that area. And it doesn't mean price can't react. If you see it, where is price reacting at this moment? It's actually reacting to this supply zone. Just for that simple explanation with the imbalance, the yellow candle, there's a supply zone here. Price is reacting from it, but my rule says I need to go in only on areas created within the window of opportunity. Just because of data,
Sure.
I have more chances of being successful when it's like that than when it's not, right? So right here, it reacted, it's respecting, but for me, it's a no trade. But again, it's just the logic. Anything above the Globex high, anything below the Globex low, you want to go in. And specifically on those supply zones that are, really easy spotted with this imbalance indicator or, fair value. Like there's also a supply zone here, for example, but they're not created within that window of opportunity. So the only thing I actually spotted this morning before I came into the live stream is this supply area, right? So yeah, maybe price could, have a smooth reaction here, but it could definitely just, go up, which is something you're expecting as well. I'm expecting this to go even higher. It is quite far away, I have to admit. So that's why I think for me, it's not going to be a trade, at least for Globex today. But it's kind of like the logic, just that area.
No, I love that, man. That's funny. The way you term it, you're talking about the Globex session overall, the overnight session. With ICT, we just call it, like, I look at the Asia session high and low, right? And I look for the same thing. So I have those levels marked out on my chart always. And I like to look for either the market to trade to the Asia session high or low. I could use that as a potential directional bias. I call it draw on liquidity, just terminology. But I could also spot reversals after, what we would say sweeping the Asia session low. If I'm long biased and we consolidated in the Asia session and then market open comes, we have a push down, sweep the Asia session low. If I'm long biased on the day based off higher time frame levels, whatever the case is, that could be an area or an inflection point where I begin to frame out a trade idea. So yeah, very similar, man. Just a little bit different terminology, but same concepts essentially.
Yeah, like in my case, it's just like the entire Asia and London session, right? It's just
you put it all together.
Yeah, it's kind of like putting it all together. I want to show you a trade we took Monday. Monday was the 17th, using these concepts of Globex. So again, let me see here. Was it on S&P? Yeah. So put New York again, just to give you guys the time. Did I miss? Where's New York? Where the hell
it was? New York. It was right there.
Oh yeah, here it is. I was like, where is it? So yeah, same thing. Let me just replay here. This was a trade we took on Monday. So what do we have? We have, the blue background is mainly the overnight session. You look for the high created between 6 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. This high was created at 3:30 in the morning. So that's the London high, right? But for some, London high, but for me, it's just a Globex high. And then the low was created around here at 6 p.m., right? And what I want to do, I just want to look at any demand zone below or above, demand below, supply above. Definitely, like when the open came, actually it was here, the low, right? Because this is the 9:15 a.m. candle. So when the opening was about to be done on the 17th, on Monday, we had a very nice demand zone right below here, which is this one, right? Why that level? Well, if I use my imbalance indicator, the yellow candles are the imbalance. I don't want to trade in it. I want to trade the candles before it. That's let's say indecisive candle, what we call. That's the area, order block, demand zone, whatever you want to call it. So that's mainly the zone, right? And one way to mark them is from wick to wick, from this high to this low, or I could just use the body of it, right? Just to kind of reduce a little bit the area of stop loss, because I think for some of you, if you trade 5 minutes, this is a huge level anyway. It's a 15 minute, right? So that's huge. But I was looking forward to go long here. I think it was S&P, because I know NASDAQ gave the same scenario, right? So at a 1-to-1, easily we want to go break even, or we could even take partials, and 1-to-2 was our main target. I don't want to go more than that. Just 1-to-2s, that's it, or 1-to-1s. That's for this.
So I was going to ask you that. What is your average R multiple, I guess, for swing trading and for intraday?
So for swing trading and intraday, it's mainly the same, like 1-to-2s or 1-to-3s, because you have to understand that with swing trading, I'm entering on a weekly or in a daily supply or demand zone. So the stop loss is quite high. So to go for a 1-to-10, that's really, really difficult. So 1-to-2
swing
is
trading.
Yeah, even for swing trading. The only difference with it is that you're going to go with higher volume, perhaps. With intraday, you want to go smaller risk, perhaps. But, with swing, I like to use a standard risk, and I like to go with 1-to-2s, or in some cases, it's just the opposing zone, right? So if I enter on a daily demand zone, my exit or partial should be on the next daily supply zone, right? So in average, and that's what I recommend, 2 Rs, 1-to-2, 1-to-1. That's what we should, as traders, be looking for, right? Institutions like Goldman Sachs do that. They go, the highest they go for is 1-to-5, but if you look in their history, like 1-to-1s, 1-to-2s that's mainly what is making them money. So what makes 1-to-10s, right?
So you're telling me that the smart money are not using 1-to-10s and 1-to-15s like they tell you.
Not at
It's
all.
not true. Yeah, man.
Not at all. There's a report actually on Goldman Sachs, I think on 2018. Just looking at their RRs for the entire year, the highest they went for benefits was a 1-5. But if you look into like their statistics, 1-1s, actually 1-2s was the most amount of trades they actually got. 1-2s, and we're talking about an institution that they're moving, billions of dollars in the market. So yeah, I'm not a promoter of go for 1-10s, 1-20s. That's not
Yep.
sustainable, to
It's
be
not
honest.
sustainable.
I don't know
Yeah,
what you think about
especially
that.
no, yeah, so I used to be big on that. By the way, guys, I did just enter a trade. So I have my stop all the way up here. I would not let it go up here. This is kind of my line in the sand I'm looking at. We did create a 5-minute bearish fair value gap right here. So I had a limit order set for the retest here. And, I'm looking for us to maybe come back down, take out this wick. We'll see how this plays out. Now that it's already beginning to work, I may even cut it earlier, because if it starts working, I don't want to see it go all the way back up to like the 250s. So we'll see how this goes. But basically what I'm seeing is we're just creating a bunch of stacked lows here now. And I think it's a very obvious place for people who are long biased and trailing their stop to get taken out a little bit early, even if the market still goes higher for the day. And we created this 5-minute bearish fair value gap to the downside. So I'm hoping that fair value gap holds for resistance to just take us a little bit lower. It is counter trend. It's not the best setup in that sense, but it's valid enough for me to take. But like I said, I would essentially now I may even cut it earlier, because I don't like the way that wick just happened. But I'll give it a second. We'll give it a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as risk reward goes, yes, I agree with you. So I used to be a guy who was trading like 1-4s, 1-5s constantly. I had a very low win rate, and I was one of those people. I wasn't lying about my win rate. A lot of people, they're like, I trade 1-5s and I have an 80% win rate. Like, that is statistically impossible. It's just not a reality. At the end of the day, we use technical analysis. We can use fundamentals, but our edge, it's just you're not going to have an edge like that without. You would need to be a genius to get 1-5s, 1-8s, or be able to tell the future and have an 80% win rate, So for me, it's more about, as an intraday trader, trying to exploit the low time frame inefficiencies and just take small profits, get in, get out, come back later. And I do that much better with a lower risk reward, 1-to-1s. And that doesn't mean I never take a higher R multiple trade. If it's there, I can do it, but it all depends on the setup. All right, guys. So yeah, we might be trying to force this a little too much, but I don't know. We're going to give it a second here on this 5-minute fair value gap, but this is not looking great. Let's give it a second. There's 1:30 left on this 5-minute candle. If we close above this gap, my level is invalidated, and I really don't want to be in the trade any longer. So I'll give it till there. One thing about futures prop firms, Raul, that's different with the Forex prop firms is, especially if you're trading like instant funded accounts, you have profit targets, right? So right now my profit target is $3,000 on these accounts, and I'll be able to take another 10K payout.
So I think they're pretty good. Like I said, it just creates a habit in the trader to pay themselves, which I think is good, right? Yeah. And that's why, again, I think futures are paying more than what you can get, let's say, on the CFDs profit.
For sure.
Mainly because of the culture of it. But how does that profit target work? Like, do you have to do like a consistency percentage and then hit that target? How does that work?
Yeah, I'm going to explain it. By the way, guys, I'm going to stop out of this trade. I'm going to cut my trade. I just put my buy stop right above here because I think we might rip higher. I don't like the way ES looks. ES looks like it's going to come for that high. So that'll probably bring NQ up. So we're probably going to take a stop out on this one, but we'll see. But yeah, so the profit targets, it's good and bad because, like you said, it kind of forces you to make a certain amount, build a buffer on your account so that you're better set up for the next time you take a payout. But there's psychological components that make it tough. Like what I was going to say is once I start getting close to that profit target for the payout, and I think I'm not alone in this, it always gets a little bit harder. Trading just gets a little bit harder psychologically because you start going, man, I'm so close. I got to make $800. I get this payout. And, that's the day you just are not reading the market clearly. You just don't got a good read. And, that's the biggest challenge of trading is being like, you know what? I don't have it today. Instead of continuing to try and force this trade, let me just stop now because I'm close to my profit target. So I think the profit targets can psychologically just mess people up. And I think that's why they're there a little bit, and I'm not alone in that. I'm not unique that I don't have that, even though I do well trading. Like when you start getting closer to that profit target, things just get a little bit tougher to read for whatever reason.
Yeah.
We'll see this. I mean, this came all the way back down to entry, but look at that wick. This can go either way, but this 5-minute gap, we just want it to hold. So I think my stop placement now is good enough for invalidation. Like if it goes back there, I think the total idea is invalidated. As of right now, the gap is holding, but yeah, how have you been like dealing with this volatility in the indexes? I feel like the volatility has increased.
Oh,
like,
big time.
It's gone up like crazy. And it's been a little bit of an adjustment for me. I've been trading pretty small size. And, with my base hit models, I'm usually able to give myself a pretty wide stop as like a hard stop and then use a soft stop somewhere to get out when it seems like it's not working. And I can kind of like finesse my entry the right way as long as I get the direction right. With the current price action and the volatility, I can't do that. Like I can't really allow myself to have a 400 tick or a 200 point stop loss because like it's very feasible for the market to go there within 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't give that like super safe area and be like, all right, if this starts going against me, maybe my direction's right, but my timing's a little off and I could like watch it. Maybe I could add in a couple more contracts somewhere. You don't have that luxury with this volatility because the market can easily hit your 400 point stop loss. Like,
it's
nuts.
Especially if you're trading smaller time frames. So that must be really difficult. Yeah.
The volatility is like a blessing and a curse because on one hand, it can make intraday trading great because you can catch your 25, 50 points within minutes. But nothing's ever perfect. It's also tough because, where are you putting your stop? How many contracts are you going to size? I was trading 5 to like 7 micros comfortably if I'm trading 5 50K accounts, even one mini. In this type of volatility, absolutely not. And especially I'm sized down a lot because I'm close to the payout. So I'd rather, if I do take losing days, I'd rather them be small. Maybe it'll drag out the process to get to that profit target by a few days. But it'll save me from blow up, which is more important because I know too many people who they can get real close to their profit target, get close to that payout, and then they just blow it up because they freak out. So, these are the things that I've done to avoid that. I know how to avoid it now. I'm close to the profit target. Okay, time to size down. I don't care if it takes an extra 3 or 4 days. I'm not going to count the points I made. Oh, if I used regular size, I'd have the payout today. It's like, it doesn't matter to me, man. I'd rather drag the process along a few more days because you know what happens. Like people think they're too impatient. They don't want to drag out that process, but then they just end up blowing the account and now you're resetting. So now who really dragged out the process? Now you got another 2 weeks before you get that payout, minimum 3 weeks. And we took the stop. So, okay, we're down a little bit. We're down. What is that? Let's see. Let me go to my P&L. I'm not even sure. 237 times 5 accounts. So not bad. I think it was a valid enough trade, guys. I don't hate the trade. I don't love it. It was like, I would say a B- setup, maybe C+, but I was size small. So we'll see. This 5-minute gap, look, it's going to not get inversed, but I don't really like, if we're closing this high up, I don't really care that it doesn't get inversed by this candle. I think, market's just pretty bullish here.
It is actually quite bullish.
Yeah. Also, you have the NVIDIA earnings. So like this could be one of those days where, we create levels that I like to look for targets on more average days. But when the market's like has fundamental reasons behind why it's super bullish, like NVIDIA earnings, those levels are going to hold a lot less weight to the
Yeah.
downside. Like it could just grind its way up.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. We inverse that 5-minute gap technically. Let's see. Sam the trader took a long at my short entry. Well, it looks like you're in profit, bro. Good job. Do you have daily loss limits, Raul? Like, is there like a point where you go, okay, I mean, with swing trading, it's probably a little different, but
Yeah.
do you have like restrictions on when, like, okay, I got to stop trading for the day, or I got to stop trading for the week, or, all those types of things?
So when I'm doing intraday, if I'm doing Globex, I'm just permitted to take maximum of two trades that day, because the strategy itself doesn't give you like a bunch of scenarios, right? It's not a 5-minute, like the lowest I go is 15-minute. So I could maximum take 2 trades or 2 losses in a day and I'm out. And we just have to understand that market is not just today. We have so much opportunities every single day that it kind of kills traders. The fact that they lose and they just want to, revenge trade and make it back that day. They don't realize like there's so much days, left of the week or even the year to just trade, and get opportunities. I mean, that's the beautiful part about trading. You will always get an opportunity. So it's not like that FOMO thing, that price left you didn't take the trade today and it didn't trigger you, or it hit you twice or 3 times and you just think it's the only time you could take anything. And it's not like that.
There is endless opportunity in the market. It's literally endless.
Yeah. Like I started off the month like in negative, for example, and then we managed to roll back up. But it's because I understand that I just don't have to revenge trade. And if I have to stop, if the market conditions aren't the best, like in the case of, let's say, Forex mayors and commodities, for the fundamental approach that we use is mainly a report we call the COT report. And this report is usually comes out every week. It's a free report, but because of the government shutdown, we didn't have a report for like a month.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, because that's the report that where the institutions have to be transparent about their positions, right?
Totally. So like it's totally free. It's on the CFTC .gov website. And yeah, I mean, you see all their positions. Are they longing? Are they shorting on whatever the asset is in the futures market, of course? And that gives us an idea to see, okay, so they're buying. We should kind of like just, go with it. But we had a month in which he didn't have this report, which is fine. It's fine because, there's other tools like valuation, as I showed you, seasonalities. Those things kind of help. But for the specific markets of Forex mayors and commodities, that's a big hit, not getting that report on a weekly basis. But, you have to adapt. You have to adapt as a trader. And that's why, like, I'm shorting pounds since the beginning of the month. And, I really haven't done anything else, because usually when institutions start buying and the price starts to turn, that's not like going to change tomorrow. It usually lasts for weeks or months. So
what do you think about the saying trading profits come in disproportionate waves? That was something that really clicked for me, because I thought for a long time, I have to make money every single week. I have to be profitable every single month. I mean, ideally, if you're a profitable trader, you could be green most months out of the year, at least as an intraday trader, but there's going to be months you're not. And that was a big thing for me. Like, I've already had such a great year. I was talking about this with Austin the other day, actually. Like, it's almost the end of the year. Maybe I should just wind down a little bit, because like I had a great year in my trading. Do I need to keep pushing it and pushing it? What if I go through a losing streak right at the end of the year and now my overall profit for the year goes down? Like, I'm kind of like, I'm good with where I'm at right now. So maybe wind down a little bit, make my life less stressful, focus on some other aspects of life, and then get ready to like hit the ground running for 2026. But yeah, the trading profits come in disproportionate waves was a major thing for me. I made the majority of my trading profits this year in about 4 to 5 months out of the whole year. That's where the bulk of my money came from. And I think that's something that people who are learning this, they just don't understand fundamentally, and it messes them up.
It's the reality. Like one of the biggest the traders I most admire is Larry Williams. I don't know if you heard of him, but he's popular because he won the Robbins Cup back in 1987. He was like, he made 11,000%. So he turned 10K to like 1.5 million. And I think, who was it, did an interview just recently with him. And he talked about that. He talked about how his win rate, he could care less about win rate, but if he's able to get a good, trend move, that could definitely just be a game changer for him. Or for, if in my case that I swing trade, I completely agree with you. Like, like I completely agree. Like I'm not gonna have huge moves all the time, all year. So I'm not looking for the biggest, just being perfect and having the highest win rate. I'm looking to get a good bunch of piece of the cake at specific times of the year. So we just try, right? And that's what he did actually back in 1987. And he like nobody has beaten that record. I think his daughter almost beat him in 1997.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, his daughter participated 10 years after, and she made 10,000% in a year. So that's like a year worth of data, and he wasn't trading every day, So that lets you know, why did he make so much money? Well, he did take really neat opportunities, and he wasn't the most accurate one, but in the end, that's the main, or in my opinion, the main goal here with trading. So like you said, in 4 months, you made a big bunch of your money. So that's the beauty about trading. It's not about who spends the most hours on the chart.
No,
it's who's
not at all. Yeah,
like who's gonna wisely use that information, data, whatever strategy anyone uses. Because like in the end, the strategy is just a tool. If you don't risk manage, you could have the best strategy, but you're gonna be screwed. If you're not mentally prepared, you're gonna be screwed. So trading is it's about strategy, it's about mentality, but you have to have a plan, and some traders don't have a plan. It's just about getting in a trade every single day, and that's I'm a trader, and I mean it's good, good, and you could trade every day. I mean it's valid, but you need to understand and find what's best for you. So like for me, if you put me a 1 minute, 5 minute time frame, I know myself, like I can't deal with it. And it's not that I think it's a bad time frame or it's a bad trade, strategy. It's just that my personality doesn't adapt to it. So it's like I understood that I had to just move up in time frames. That's how it is. That's how life is. So, I wish I could trade every day and just be fully focused and just a great trader in lower time frames, but I'm not, and I have to admit that.
It's well said, man. Yeah, absolutely. Like I'm the exact opposite in that sense. Like when it comes to swing trading, I just I have ADHD. I like to I like to watch the charts and the lower time frames. I'm happy with making quick decisions. And I actually think a lot of my edge comes from making quick decisions on those lower time frames. Even this trade that we just took, it was a loss. That doesn't mean it's not a bad example of what I'm talking about. My stop was initially up here around those 310s. I got an initial reaction and I said, okay, the trade is beginning to work. If we pull back up immediately after it started to work, I don't want my stop all the way up here anymore. So now it's time to trail it down. And look what happens. We trailed it down. The market didn't just wick my stop and go lower. It continued up to where my initial stop would have been. Those are decision making. That's decision making that I just feel comes from years studying charts, nuance, and just being able to think quickly. And that just takes experience. But someone who maybe doesn't like doing that, I totally understand. If you don't want to go through all that, and if you just want to like find a good entry, you want to swing a position, stay in line with the trend, you're probably a very sane person, or more sane than the average lower time frame trader. A lot of people, they get addicted, dude. Like trading is addicting. The lower time frames are a little bit addictive. It's like a video game at times, or people treat it like a video game. So yeah, I totally understand your outlook.
Well, you have a plan. You have a plan for every trade you take, and that's the difference there. When you don't have a plan, then you're just gambling. So like even if you have a plan and let's say you have a losing streak, And then you have a new opportunity, and definitely it could happen to traders that they have a losing streak and then they have a good trade and they don't take it because they're coming from losing streak. So not taking a trade that's in your plan is also not following your plan. You need to follow your plan regardless of the outcome. And you had a stop loss today. I mean, it's fine. Like, we all have stop losses. As long as you took it with the plan, that's the most valid thing. So yeah.
Absolutely, man. And listen, the day is young. When I'm intraday trading, I trade relatively small that I can take 1 or 2 losses still and be totally,
Yeah.
I have enough firepower to keep going. It's very often that my first trade is a loser, and then my second, my third trade kind of comes back. That's been happening a lot this week, to be honest. And the chat has seen it. We've been taking a loss or two in the morning session, and then the market kind of paints a better picture for us. It shows its hand a little bit more clearly. And we come back and we make it back. But I'm only able to do that because of position sizing. I size my position so that I have more firepower to give it another go. Where, some people, they want to go bigger position size, even on lower time frame trading, but they're waiting for that perfect setup that they know hits 80% of the time. They can do that. And if they take their loss, they take their loss. I am more comfortable with doing it like this, kind of. I give myself a couple shots, couple bullets in the chamber.
Yeah. That's because you tolerate that specific risk. So that's good.
Exactly.
Like, I feel traders, when they don't tolerate a risk, that's when they start, doubting about their entry or their plan. When you're over risking, that's definitely a killer. So,
Absolutely.
if for you,
Also,
risking, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but I wanted, because I know you're going to have to go soon, Raul. We have a question here from Sam the Trader. He's asking, how do you secure consistent income aside from trading? So investing trading profits to secure periods you don't get payouts. I mean, this is going to look different for everyone. Some people just work a full-time job. They have their career and they try to make extra money on the side from trading. I think a better way to frame this maybe for you, Raul, is you agree with me that trading profits come in disproportionate waves. There's going to be a month that's red.
100%.
How do you prepare for that? For me, it's just about living within my means and making sure I have money set aside so that I can withstand these things. But how does it look for you?
Well, aside from trading, you could find different ways to monetize. So I actually have an academy where we teach in our Spanish Latin community. So that's different business. Just have like different businesses as well, right? Not just that, but I also invest on stocks and ETFs long term. This is just more of a long term sort of way to do it, right? If you're not investing long term, if you're not a swing trader, but at least you could have that habit of investing long term on ETFs, for example. You don't have to worry about studying a specific stock. You just invest long term. But I'll say, having money aside is very good, but also having different businesses is trying to find a way to monetize your abilities as well. If you're good at teaching, if you're good at doing some other stuff, whatever it is, we have an editing, like marketing company as well, where we, do content for other content creators. So it's kind of like doing a lot of things. That's why like our topic in our swing trading is like we set and forget, but it's not like, it's just setting a trade and get a life. Just set a trade and forget about it.
I like that better than just set and forget. Set and get a life.
Set and get a life. So it's like put a trade. Like I can't do much when it's swing trading. Like what am I gonna do? It could last a week or a month to trade. So if I already enter, I need to find some other things to entertain myself. I can't just be looking at charts. So I try to do different sort of things,
That was big for me, man. Same thing. Like, and as an intraday trader, it can be even harder because we can make excuses on why we're still staring at charts at 3:30 p.m. An hour before the market closes. We could find any excuse in the book on why we're going to still stay there. So as an intraday trader, it was a really hard adjustment for me to figure out how to stop it. And what I've learned is like, I want to try to limit my executions as much as possible. But there's a balance because I do like to give myself a few shots. I've noticed for me, my sweet spot is about like 3 to maybe 6, 7 executions is like 7 is high. I don't want it to be 7, but I do have average days where I do end up taking about 7 executions. But that's about my sweet spot, that window, 3 to 5 or 7.
Yeah.
Anything above that, I'm red, bro. You know, I'm red and I'm not accepting it. That's what that means.
Yeah.
So I know that though. So once I get that, and this is what I love about the base hit mentality, is I stack my base hit, I take the low hanging fruit, I'm done. My life, like I could go back to life. I could work on a YouTube video I'm working on. I could work on education stuff, streaming stuff, or I go enjoy my life. I got a baby on the way. I'm going to be hanging out with my baby. Like I'm going to be hanging out with my partner. That's the beauty of trading. We forget that like we're trying to do this to not work a pure 9 to 5.
Yeah, no.
But then you get to the charts and you end up working at 10 to 10 because you're obsessed. And I think to a certain degree, you do need to have that obsession, especially in the first couple of years. Like I'm someone who says like work-life balance in your first couple of years of trading, you need to have an unhealthy work-life balance because you got stuff to learn. You got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Once you get to that point, it's time to work on that work-life balance and get back to like why you started this in the first place.
True. Like, yeah, there's a lot of things to do when you're starting. You have to back test, get data, understand if that strategy is for you or not. What do you understand? Because everyone understands market in a different way. And I think that's the beauty of trading as well. Like you make profits out of trading, I make profits out of trading, but we trade completely different. And that's trading, you don't have to trade exactly as someone else. So I think, preparing yourself at first is really important. Even getting a mentor is very good or very important because it kind of like helps you avoid mistakes that probably that person did. So, yeah.
Speaking of which, because I know you're going to have to head off soon, Raul, maybe you can just tell everyone who's watching about your community. I know you have an academy. How does it work? Like what's the process look like joining?
So my academy is mainly in Spanish. So it's focusing on teaching this fundamental and technical approach we have using our tools, like we learned with OTC. Now, for the English speaking community, what I'd recommend is online trading campus is the place. That's where you get English value information, not just like directly from Burns Skorupinski. If you guys don't know him, he's been top trader on FTMO. Like 120 times on the leaderboard, and there's several mentors in the community that are really good that could teach you how to trade fundamentally, technically. Obviously there's also a focus on this Globex topic I touch, and long-term swing trading. So it's a really huge community nowadays. They got like over 3,000 members. I believe at this point. That's a big community. My community is a bit smaller. So we're just smaller, obviously, but we talked about the same topics, and it's just that I'm directed to the Spanish speaking community, and OTC is mainly English. So either way, it's you will learn really high value information.
Beautiful, man. Yeah. So guys, we have links to Raul's Instagram, his Twitter account, all that stuff you can find in the description of this video if you want to follow him, check out his journey. And I just want to thank you for coming on, man. It was a great conversation. I talked to so many day traders that it's cool to switch it up and speak to someone who's swing trading. We can see the similarities and the differences,
Yeah. Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, man. It was awesome. Maybe we could have you on again sometime soon.
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome, brother. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming on. And guys, W's in the chat for Raul. Have a good one, man.
Thank you. Bye-bye, guys.
Peace. All right, chat. How we doing? All right, let's see what's going on, guys. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, shout out Raul, man. Yep, Montana says W. Sam the Trader, W. Raul. He was good, man. That was a good conversation. I liked that one a lot. And look at this, man. I really want to short this, guys. You think I'm cooked for still wanting to short this? I really think we're going to come down and take this 145 level. By the way, we got some giveaways to do. You know what we'll do, guys? We're going to take a real quick break and let's actually get this giveaway going. So here's the thing. The Discord, I see a bunch of entries. I'll give you guys a little bit more time on here. If you want to enter this Discord, the code word is prop firm match. Type it under the stream chat, okay? And what we'll do is as soon as we get back from our break, we'll take like a 2-3 minute break. We'll go ahead and run this giveaway. All right, guys? So we'll talk soon. Be right back. Wow. Of course, on my break, the market sells off to our target. Damn, man. What do you guys think, chat? I feel like there's actually a chance that we could have a bearish New York session. I feel like we could come down all the way to like 25, 23. And if that's the case, I want to position myself. I'm going to set a limit short order here at 25 to 11. See if we can get a pullback on there. Because that'll be a 5-minute fair value gap. Maybe we actually retrace up to that gap before we take out these wicks here. Like 120s. I got a feeling we might just rip down to it, but we'll see. Of course we missed that, man. This is the blessing and the curse of streaming is like, sometimes I can't be as focused on the charts. But that's just something, that's why not everyone could stream like this. It takes a lot of discipline, man, to still perform at your highest level, but also stream it and talk to people. Yeah, it's dumping. Yeah, dumping is a strong word, but strong pullbacks, and we're building up all these lows. It really makes me think we will take these lows out today. So I'm going to try to get into a position short here. I would even be happy to add into the position to get better size if we go a little bit higher after filling my initial order. Let's see if we can get a fill. I'm happy to take this short. I'm feeling good about this now. Let's hope we can get the fill though. And we got to do our giveaway too. Yeah, maybe guests should come at like 11 a.m. to give you time to review charts for the first 2 hours. It's not too, we just missed it, man. It's okay having the guest at 9:30. I'm fine with that because we like to, if they're going to take trades, it's fun when we're both trading. But sometimes it's just how it's going to go. Sometimes we're not going to be as focused, but it's all good. It's only 11. We got a whole hour to try and find a trade. I'm really hoping we get a pullback before taking out these lows. I'm really hoping we catch this move up to like 212 and then we could ride this down. That's my thought process here. We're going to take out these lows. That's like incredible. I'm incredibly confident about that, but I can't get a good enough entry here to do it, to justify it. Then it generates and removes those guys from the list. Wait, Zach, I know it's not your fault. I'm seeing dudes do like 3 entries. I hate cheaters. I've got AI prompts for the giveaways to catch it. Yeah, I use AI. So I use AI to make sure there's no duplicate entries. So no worries, Christopher. I do the same exact thing. So we don't have to worry about the duplicate entries. What I've noticed though is that the AI can sometimes, when there's like too many duplicate entries, the AI will actually miss other people's names trying to remove duplicates. Maybe if someone's name is a little bit similar, stuff like that. So I keep telling people, like, you guys are only hurting yourself by doing that because number one, you're not going to get 2 entries. Like the AI is going to catch duplicates, but the problem is it also takes out other people's names by accident. And then people will be like, hey, my name isn't on there. And it's like, it's not my fault. It's the fault of the people who are trying to, cheat. I can't believe we're missing this. Yeah, they're hurting you guys too. Exactly. Zach, bro, I blew a 25K today. Now I feel like I'm a failed warrior. Please give some advice. Listen, man, you got to think back about what you did wrong. Did you oversize? Did you tilt? Did you over leverage? If you did, you got to get to that point that, I'm sorry. I can't not talk about this market. I can't believe we missed that, man. Oh, that's a tough one, guys. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Tough to deal with. Sad. We're going to take that 9:30 a.m. low. And then the question is, do we go lower? Do we take out 20? Do we go back down to 25,000? I think it's very likely. Remember, we have an 80% setup today. I can see us getting a sell-off. All right. Well, in order to, I don't want to start crying for missing an amazing short opportunity. So let's run this giveaway, chat, because otherwise I'm going to start crying on stream. Oh my God. Oh. Killing me, guys. It's killing me. This hurts. This really hurts my soul because we had the analysis. The analysis was perfect. Trady says it's okay. Thank you. I know. Missing is like having a profit rather than taking loss. That's a great way to look at it, Dino. You're 100% right. 100% right, bro. Yeah, we were looking for the shorts and then we missed it. I had to take a silly little coffee break. It hurts in the soul. It does hurt the soul. We all know this feeling. All right, let me take a look at these entries. I'm sure there's a ton because we've had this giveaway open for people to enter for a minute now. I bet all of you guys did triple and duplicate entries because I had it up for so long, which it is what it is. Your duplicate entries are not going to get counted. I promise you guys. The AI catches it. Someone said I should use Gemini instead of ChatGPT. I think I did that a couple days ago when the Cloudflare thing was going on. And I think it did work pretty good. Let me take a look at Gemini. All right, let's do this. Okay, let's see how good Gemini does. All right. I think it's doing good. Why did it give me two lists? All right, we're good. We're good. Damn this. I cannot believe we missed this short, guys. I really am going to cry. I'm really going to cry. Your boy wants to cry. That's what trading will do to you. Any giveaway left? Yeah, dude, I got 9 accounts to give away, so we got to push it. Oops, let me get rid of this. All right, wait, let me make sure I didn't miss a name. No, I didn't. Okay. Ready, guys? I know, I can't believe we're getting the move. All right, ready, chat, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, Dharmesh, big shout out, bro. Good job. Dharmesh, he is a massive chatter. He's always in here, so you always deserve a win, bro. Big shout out. Big shout out, Dharmesh. I'm sure you know how to claim. Rocha says, I think there will be more short opportunities. Yeah, I think so too, bro. We're trying to be patient. I want to be patient and try and get another short opportunity for sure. All right, let's run another one. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, that's a new name. Rexy942. Big shout out. You want an account. Now, it's either going to be Top One Futures, Aqua Futures, or Blue Guardian. When you claim it with PFM support, you'll be able to talk with them about that. I know well, so you guys told me to use Gemini, and this was Gemini. Well, guys, do you know how many people did triple duplicate names? It ain't my fault, chat. Like, you guys have to freaking not do triple entries because the AI bot can't account for it. It messes things up. It ain't my fault, guys. Don't do triple entries. All right, we're gonna do it one more time. So I still have 8 accounts to give away. All right, guys, relax. Let's do this. I swear, man, giveaways. Worst part of the job. Okay, go back into Discord. Type Zarb to enter. Go. Type Zarb to enter. We're going to have a brand new list. I don't want to see a single duplicate entry. If we get a duplicate entry, it's going to mess it up. Everybody, one entry. Yeah, sure. Christopher, drop your prompt. Sure. I'll check it out. Send it in the chat. It's fine. Zach hates this. I'm going to highlight that comment. Zach hates this part of the show. Bro, I do. I like seeing people get accounts, but some people are a little too fiendish for the accounts. You know what I mean? I've also taken mad trades and gotten 10K payouts on stream. Y'all could just follow the trades. You know what I'm saying? Guys, it's not that easy. The AI bot tries to do it, and it messes it up sometimes. Okay, I don't see any duplicates yet. I don't believe, so that's good. I don't think I see any duplicates. That's good. I'm going to give you guys until 11:10. Okay, so you got 2 more minutes to enter. Sukana, I do that. It's just it's the AI is not perfect. I've used Gemini. I use ChatGPT. I think someone told me to use Gemini, but I think I'm going to stick with ChatGPT. I think it's better. Kanishka, the Discord link is in the description of the YouTube video, so check it out there. Can the market give us an entry? Dude, we are freaking selling off. I'm so sad right now, chat. You have no idea. I'm losing my mind. We missed out on the most beautiful short. Yeah, Rocha, I'm going to try and wait for a pullback to around like 25,100, 25,120s. And we will try to find a setup as long as it doesn't take out 25,000. That's going to be what I'm looking for. Hopefully we get a little pullback here up into this 5-minute gap, and we might be able to catch a momentum scalp. But other than that, there's no trade for me. All right, it's 11:10. That's it, chat. No more entries. You can try to get it in while I'm copying, but that's going to be it. Oh, okay. Oops. Okay, I got all of that. That's fine. I think there's still going to be opportunities in the market. We just got to be patient, guys. So let's get this giveaway going. Okay. Let's see how much this does. Yeah, this is a much bigger list, guys. We're good, and I don't see any duplicates. This is beautiful. We're good. We're good. You know what? I got to stick with ChatGPT because it's actually been much better lately. Somebody told me to use Gemini. I tried it, but ChatGPT is the way because my ChatGPT is trained to do this now. You know what I mean? It's more trained. All right, it's 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna give away 2 more accounts right now, guys. Ooh, Ghana Trader. I see you in the chat a lot. Big shout out. Let's go. Ghana Trader, you won. So I think you know what to do, bro. But just as a reminder for everyone, you're gonna go to PFM support on X, right? I'll drop the link here in the chat for you. DM them, show them proof of your Discord handle, and you're good to go. Let's give away 1 more now. And then how many do I have left? I got so many accounts to give away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We literally will have 5 more to give away after this one. So don't worry, we got more coming. But I do want to take a look at these charts, man. Azim Khan. Big shout out, bro. Big shout out. Nicola, to enter giveaways, you got to join our Discord channel. You can find the invite link in the description of the YouTube video. And that's how you're going to enter. But don't worry, we'll have more to do later. I want to take a look at these charts. Dude. Guys, I don't know. We might be cooked on an idea. Like, we're just ripping down all the liquidity pools. I can't believe I missed it, man. The only way we're going to keep selling is if we're having a real sell-off day, which I think is possible. Like I said, we talked about all these stacked lows here. We have an 80% setup. We could have a major sell-off today. I think it's feasible. I do not want to long this anymore. I'll tell you guys that much. But we haven't had a single 5-minute bullish candle. We gotta wait. There is nothing I can do here, chat. Equal lows on ES. You got relative equals here. Like, yeah, I mean, ES is going to take these lows, but like, I don't think we're going to get a pullback. Right now, there's a little SMT divergence because NQ did take out that lows, but I'm not too concerned yet. Yep, already swept. This is raw. I just can't believe I missed it, man. I just wasn't focused enough. Like, if I feel like I could have got us an entry, but we're doing, we got to run the giveaways. We got other stuff to do too. I could have got us an entry if we needed to, like inside this 1-minute gap here. This is all hindsight, but this is brutal. This is so brutal, man, because we had the right bias. We wanted this. We just couldn't get it. This is brutal. It's a tough feeling right now. I'm not going to lie. Tough feeling here. What do you guys think, chat? Should we just I don't know what I should do. Like, I want to trade the funded accounts, but it's also like I don't want to short this at the lows. Like, I'm thinking maybe we should go to evals and just try to have fun because this is cooked. This is so cooked. Today you should have been green big time. First the micros, now you missed this move on your break. Come on, is it Friday the 13th? Yo, R6, right? Yo, you're straight up. You're 100%. I could have had the Apex accounts passed. I accidentally traded micros. Then we miss our trade. I should have hit both of these things. I was prepared to hit both, and it just couldn't happen. That is brutal, man. Bro, look at this. When is it going to stop? I really don't know. Let's see. Okay, I think we're safe to look for shorts all the way down to this 15-minute gap at least. So let's see if we get a pullback to take this and then take the market down to this 15-minute. Maybe here. Maybe we can get a pullback here. Dude, it's not even going to happen. Even this is not going to happen, I don't think. Maybe we should log into Apex. Guys, it's just going. It just hit the 15-minute gap, bro. Oh my God. Now I really can't look for a short here. Look how we just tapped that 15-minute gap. Look at that reaction. It literally hit the last draw on liquidity right here. Look at that pullback as soon as we tap that gap, bro. You guys think that's random? It ain't random. Zach, could you use the clapping soundtrack as a token of my appreciation from my side for live streaming every day? Do you want me to? Okay, yeah, I got you, bro. You want to give me a round of applause. That's what you're saying. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you had a little rejection here at that fair value gap. This is like, like this is the thing. Could it just go lower again? Yes, but if you freaking get short here and it rips back up, like you only have yourself to blame. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. Look, it did it. We just missed it again. This ain't the day, chat. Damn. If we had a limit order at that fair value gap, we would have had one more push. This is actually like brutal, man. This is killing me right now. I can't even pretend it's not. This is so frustrating. Traney says, don't go short. I mean, it would have just worked out again. I can't get short. I cannot try short now. All of the last recent targets have been met. Next target would be previous day's value area high all the way down here, but it's got to pull back before that. But yeah, next target would be this fair value gap over here. Right? So can it go there? Yeah, but like, dude, it's got to pull back a little bit now. Can't be mad about respecting your rules. For sure, for sure. Future here did say bearish from the beginning. Shout out. All right, getting a little pullback here inside this 15-minute gap. This is the problem. Like, it could fill any one of these fair value gaps in reverse. So, like, you just don't know which one to pick. And we've taken liquidity now. So it's tough to try to continue to short here. Short here, shorting here, here made sense because you still had this draw on liquidity and then this draw on liquidity. Now we've taken the draw on liquidity. Doesn't mean it has to stop reverse. It doesn't mean it has to stop going down, but we can get deeper pullbacks now, or it can reverse because a lot of objectives have been met. So this is the problem. A lot of people are going to try to follow a short right here. And I don't think that's the right move. I don't know what this Pieter is saying. 15-minute. I look at the 15-minute. I look at the hourly. I look at the 4-hour. Daily candle turned bearish. Yeah, not yet. I mean, we're still up 1%. NQ is still up 1% technically. But the daily candle is turning bearish. Okay, maybe a scalp in here. Rocha is saying there's equal lows on ES at the Asia low. Let me see. Where are the equal lows? I don't see them. Yesterday's Asia. I don't see equal lows. Oh, are you talking about these? These are relative equal lows. I mean, I think in general, Rocha, this whole area could get taken out. Remember, we have an 80% setup, chat. So if this does play out, you got a lot of room to the downside. I feel like NQ is going to hit the 80% setup today. But I need a pullback, man. I can't short it here. I just can't do it. Zach, don't feel the pressure to trade just because you're streaming. Yeah, of course, man. Thank you. Thank you. Of course. I appreciate the reminder, for real. Yeah, we gotta wait for a pullback. I like maybe this 5-minute gap up here. Maybe we get a deep pullback in here. And then we can target this low, 840s. I think we should wait for at least a sweep on a 1-minute high and rejection before shorting. Yeah, Ghana trade 100. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I agree. I like a retest into this 5-minute gap. If we can get that, we can maybe take a 30. Might be able to take 30 to 40 points out of the market on a scalp. Yeah, I really like the way you guys are looking at this. Montana, I like this comment. You're absolutely right. In 15 minutes, this gap will be formed, this 15-minute fair value gap, and you're absolutely right. This will be the key, this overall zone. Now it's big, right? So what you would do is mark out the midpoints of that gap just so you can know where that is, and just try and position yourself short somewhere in here. Really, really good spot. 100%. Reversal King Jr., what up? On Twitter, you're on X. How you doing, man? I don't think I drank enough water today, chat. Just coffee, straight coffee all morning. Yes, hopefully the market gives us a pullback. Absolutely. It's not going to give us a pullback. This is rough. Dude, we could have so easily had max profit just taken care of. Prop firm match is your bro. Prop firm, we stream for prop firm matches. Prop firm match TV, brother. Yeah, Roach is not trading. Fair enough, bro. I think we can get this pullback up to this area. We took our objective. Don't count on shorting. Now, you could be right, Traxzilla, but from my perspective, there are more objectives. You have a wide open 15-minute gap here that starts at 24,850. That can be a target. You have previous day's value area high, and you have an 80% setup in play. Previous day's point of control. You also have all of these stacked lows. So if the market's going to have a major sell day, it can reach these levels. But you are right that we have taken some of the most important bearish objectives, and we can get a deeper pullback right now, which is why I'm not shorting this right now. But this area is going to be key, this 15-minute fair value gap, okay? So when we retrace into this overall zone, I will consider looking for a short if we get that retracement. Oh, damn. Tariq is long. Good luck. May the Bulls be with you. I'm not longing this. No, thank you. Yeah, it's too hot for this. I think I need to crack my window, guys. Yes, I am wearing jorts in December. Bitcoin just hit 88K? No way, bro. Are you kidding me? 88? Dude, it was at 100K so like a couple days ago, wasn't it? Damn, man. Yeah, crypto dropping. Crypto is tanking. Listen, I mean, I don't know if 100K is a good buy. I really don't. I think it could go much lower. I'm not even kidding. I think Bitcoin's not going to stop till it takes out 75,000 before it goes back up to all-time highs. I'm not even kidding. I think crypto goes lower. Crypto could even be at the beginning of a bear cycle, short-term bear cycle, but I think it could happen. Okay, I need to clean all these levels up. It's got too many levels up here. Okay, we're getting that pullback, chat. Yeah, I'm invested in crypto. I'm not big. I'm not like huge in crypto, but I do have investments. Yeah, of course. But crypto's not my main thing at all. Look at that. Just pull back right down. Let's just see if we can reach this 5-minute gap, guys. We gotta wait for that. It just oh, damn. There was this other 5-minute gap. It literally tapped it to a tick and went lower. It might not even come here. This is really tough. I want to short this down to 24,800. I think we could reach 24,800, but I just need a proper entry, and I don't have it yet. Good luck. I don't think Bitcoin's ever going back to 1,000, bro. That'd be tough. What pairs do I like? I trade the NQ, brother. We're futures traders over here. NQ all day. This is so brutal, man. Tough. We're going to take a trade. We're going to find something. I still got like 6 accounts to give away too, 5 or 6 accounts. So guys, if we can smash that like button, let's try and hit like 85 likes. We'll run another giveaway too. What do I think about my next trip? What do you mean next trip? Next trip to where? Yeah, we'll do a new list, R6. We'll do a new list once we hit 85 likes. I had such a good read on this market, and I just couldn't execute. Such a bummer. Next trip? Oh, you want me to come to India, bro? I'm not going to lie. It's going to take me a lot to come to India. It's very far away, you know? It's very far. Be a long flight. I would be down to do like a prop firm match trader meetup in New York City. That would be pretty sweet. Zach, don't come. Don't come to India. I'm not planning on it. I'm not going to lie. We're still going lower, chat. We're so like it's over, man. This was so rough. Well, guys, remember, if you blew some accounts, you could always use code MATCH to get the best discount possible on your new funded account. Oh, damn. Dude, my funded futures actually has now with code MATCH. They never do discounts like that. That's actually sick. I actually may buy some my funded futures accounts. It's been a while since I traded them. 20% off is a big deal for MFF. They do not do discounts. Right? You guys know that's actually pretty wild. 20% off with code MATCH. Sick. You got Alpha Futures 15%. Ooh. Top one futures is at 57.5% now. That's interesting. 30% off Tradeify. That's still 80% Apex Trader funding. Yeah, but guys, code MATCH for all of these. Listen, if you blew some accounts, it's okay. You can still get the best discounts. Come to Dakota? I don't know, man. I'm a city guy, Going to Dakota, going out to the country, it's not really my style. I like Brooklyn. I'll go to I'll go to Chicago. I'll go to San Francisco or London, Paris. We're almost there, guys. 85 likes and we'll run the giveaway. Ripper, so the way you enter the giveaway is you got to join our Discord server, okay? Join our Discord server. I'll drop the link in the comments for you, but you can also find the comments yourself in the description of this video. Join our Discord, get verified, and that's where we run the giveaways. LA, I would like to go to LA soon. Shenzhen, is that in China? I actually would love to visit China, not gonna lie. I would love to visit China. I'd like it. See, it looks really interesting to me. I know that they've been going wild over there. Like they're really like, they're like in the future right now from what I can see. I'd be super into that. Tariq took a break even. Okay. All right, let's just get these giveaways going, chat, because we only got 30 minutes left. This stream flew by. Not gonna lie, today flew by. Okay, I'll show you guys how to enter. Type. Let's just go match. Okay, go ahead. Type match in the Discord to enter the giveaway, chat. I'm so mad. This market's just dumping, bro. This is so brutal. London, very similar vibes to New York. When I went to New York at 15, 16 years, I got approached by some guy at a corner shop and they said, "Are you scared?" Well, what's the answer, Chris? Were you scared? The thing about New Yorkers, man, people think that we're all like rude assholes. That's always that's like what you hear. You hear, "Oh, New York, they're so rude." It ain't true, man. We just don't deal with BS. All right. So we are kind. New Yorkers are kind people. New Yorkers are the people who will help a single mom carry her stroller up the subway stairs. But they're not going to deal with BS. If you start asking them dumb questions or silly stuff, they're just not going to small talk you and be nice. But we're kind. We just don't deal with BS because we're busy. We got stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? That's New York. What do I think about longs? I do not like longs right now. Not at all. But yeah, that's New York for you guys. New York is, my opinion, the greatest city in the world. It's very expensive, though. It's very, very expensive. All right, guys, I'll give you guys like, I don't know, another minute, another 60 seconds to enter that giveaway. Look at this. We're so gross. It's over. Today might have to be a no trade day. I don't know, man. Unless we get this pullback up to this 5-minute gap, like I don't know what to do. Yeah, this might be a no trade day. We might be, we're coming for point of control. We're going to hit the point of control today, fulfill the 80% setup. Mark my words, chat. Hey, Amnula just passed their Top Step account. Dope. Oh yeah, Adam, you know the vibes then, bro. How about Dubai? I would check out Dubai too. Yeah, I would definitely go there. Future here says we're not done till 24,000. Yeah, I mean, I think higher time frame. Yeah, I don't know about today, but I think you're very. It's very possible. Yep. This is killing me watching this drop. Hey, Ace just made 300 on a short scalp. Amazing, dude. Big dubs. Ghana just took a 1R sell after a run on 1 minute swing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You guys are killing it. Dope. All right, let's get this giveaway done. I got like 5 accounts to give away. So guys, this is going to be the last list. So I hope you got your entry in. And I already told y'all, if you guys did a bunch of double entries, it's just going to hurt you, not me. You guys are doing double entries. I see you guys entering again. You guys are cooked. It is what it is. Nobody cry to me about getting your name missed. All right, here we go. Okay. Okay, we just tapped previous day's value area high and we're ripping right up. Not ripping, but you know, we had a nice, we're getting a reaction immediately at the value area high. Maybe we get that pullback now. All right, chat. We'll do some pinwheel and we'll do a duck race. We ready, fam? Yes. And he says, we are cooked. Listen, it doesn't, you know, it is what it is. It ain't me. Oh, no, well, yeah, disqualify. I probably should, but that's going to be too hard for the AI thing. What do I think about Memdani? I don't like getting into politics. You know, politics ain't my thing. I know a lot of people that are excited about him, though. I'll say that much. People are excited. Then there's other people who are less excited. You know, my motto is just make sure you're successful enough so that politics doesn't affect you, you know, too much. That's always my motto. Here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, Nathan Mark, big shout out. If your name isn't there, you either joined late or It's because people had duplicate entries, and it ain't my fault, Bear. I am sorry, but it ain't my fault. Nathan Mark, I see you in the chat. Congrats, bro. So again, what you're going to do is you're going to go to PFM support on X. All right. I'll drop this link in the chat for you. DM them. They'll hook you up with your accounts. Just show them proof of your Discord handle, all that good stuff. Okay, so I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 4 more accounts to give away. Let's run it up because we got to go soon. Let's go. Ready? I mean, you just said that New York is expensive, though. He thinks he's going to fix it. New York is always going to be expensive, bro. New York is always going to be insanely expensive. Maybe he makes it a little less expensive, like a little. That would be great. But New York is always going to be like ridiculously and absurdly expensive. It's just how it goes. Dino, shout out. All right, Dino, you want an account? I'm sure I don't need to repeat myself. Just go to PFM support on X, DM them. They'll hook you up. 3 more. Let's just run this through. Let's run this up. Satish. I recognize that name. Satish is a winner. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 2 more accounts. Let's go. Remember, guys, just go to PFM support on X, DM them, claim your account. All right, 1, 2, 3. Newsker, big shout out. You want an account. Big shout out. DM PFM supports on X, and they will hook you up. All right, guys, you ready for the last one? The very last giveaway. The very last giveaway. Here we go. Who's it going to be, chat? Oh, SP King, another name I recognize. Let's go. SP King, shout out. Remember, guys, some of these accounts, you can only win one in 30 days. Some you can only win once per week. So listen, PFM support is going to hook you up. So you're going to go to x.com, go to PFM support, DM them, and they will get you set up with either an Aqua Futures, a Top One Futures, or a Blue Guardian account. Look at us live on X right here, man. Sick. Adam says, see you tomorrow. I'm done for the day. See you. Yeah, peace out, Adam. Appreciate you, bro. I will definitely see you tomorrow. I'm out of accounts. I can't do anymore. We're out of accounts, Anada. We gave away 12. Okay, market's pulling back a little bit. I'm definitely not going long, though, guys. We're going to hit this point of control. Let's just hope we get a slight pullback. Look at that magnet. POC is a magnet, bro. Okay. We have this 5-minute gap. Maybe we can get a pullback here before it hits the POC. That's all we got. You know what, guys? We should call it. It's a good day. If I stay on the charts, I'm going to try to force a trade, and there's no reason to. What I will say, I'll leave you with this. We got this 5-minute bearish fair value gap. This could be your short-term line in the sand. If you get a pullback here before you take the previous day's point of control, there's a short opportunity there. Okay. If not, if you go right to the POC, I think the day is just cooked and there's nothing left to do. So that's it. We're going to leave it there. We will be back tomorrow, very last day. We will have special guests. We will have another 12 accounts to give away, and we will take some trades. All right. So love all you guys. Peace and love. And we will be back tomorrow. Same time as always, 8 a.m. Eastern. All right. Take care. Peace out. Later.